Alright, so we're picking up where we left off in our Kenshi run. So that'll be our man with dog save is the one I've been doing on stream. But, so this run, we didn't have, like, a heavily established this is our end goal. The plan is just to go kind of a bounty hunter run, which has somewhat gotten derailed a number of times as we decide, oh, I want to go after, like, ancient books, or, oh, let's explore a little bit. But, we started building our team, and then we realized with the Genesis mod, which is what we're running, which is an overhaul mod, that it basically made recruiting skeletons just an expensive but very easy to do thing. So we suddenly pivoted to, I've got like all of my squishy flesh bag people running the base while we're slowly building a skeleton army and just exploring the map. So we're kind of in this interim phase where I've got the main person in the skeleton group who's not a skeleton, it's the first character we started with on this run, that we've got that person all cybernetic out and everything, and they're doing pretty good. And then we've been, oh, something is very wrong with the resolution. Let's try adjusting the resolution because I can't see the entire UI. That's an interesting problem. So I'm gonna need to reload the game because you can't see it on my screen. I can't see after that second bar of people. It was only showing me the top row, so I was able to see more of the game screen on your end than on my end. So that's definitely not what we're looking for. So give me 2 seconds to reload the game. It's just Kenshi doing Kenshi things. Because I literally played this after stream yesterday and everything worked fine and I didn't change any settings. I did try, so that's interesting. On my screen, you can't see it yet. Things are getting cut off. Okay, so we are seeing the same thing on this screen now. So we'll try this again. That's better, because when I load this up the previous time, the loading screen, the bottom bar was against the bottom of the screen, so I was looking like a window in the center of Kenshi. I'll just sum that up to Kenshi is janky as all get out. It's a very fun game, but you gotta have a pretty high tolerance for jank for Kenshi, because it does some weird stuff. And that suddenly reminds me while the game loads, I was going to check one thing. I hope we don't get echo here for just a second. Okay. So I do need to make an adjustment on my bot because my plus points is off. So let's fix that. So save that. And now run that to update it. Okay. Because we were 1 plus point higher than the bot was implying. Alright, and that was the last announcement that I actually forgot to do, which is that we have been working on getting the partner plus points. That, you doing that? We're still getting black sidebars? Yeah, that's Kenshi. Like, even on my screen, I get them just a tiny bit. They're a little bit more pronounced on your end. But, like, I have done it where, like, I will not change any settings, and I'll load Kenshi, and then close it, then load it, then close it, and we'll get entirely different aesthetics depending on which way we go with it. It's just Kenshi doing Kenshi things. But yeah, it's fine. I'm not gonna fight it. Because unfortunately, this is one of those games that just to change the resolution... Oh, you're gonna attack me? That's fine. Oh. Interesting. Okay. But, Kenshi's one of those games that just, with the jank, you can change literally nothing, run the game 3 times, and get 3 different results. It's fine. It's a really good game, but like I said, you gotta have some stomach for some janky inconsistency and all that. And I don't feel like we want to sit here and reboot the game 8 times until we get it to show right. Especially since, while we don't get many crashes, we've gotten a couple. But yeah, so we've got 2 different groups. We got our main base back here we've been building. That's actually where a lot of our money comes from, is we take our ill-gotten gains, we put them into our store here, and they buy that. It's also, we've got skeleton beds to repair our people, it's where we handle our food and all sorts of stuff. It also becomes a source of just other stuff popping in from the raids and whatnot. And then we've got our away team that's slowly building up. Could you not stand directly under the Leviathans? It's making me deeply concerned. Okay, is there anything here I care about? It does not appear to be so. Okay, that's fine. We checked the tower. Do we see any other obvious places for any other obvious goodies? Not really. Alright. So yeah, so we've been just exploring the map. We have wiped out one of the cannibal villages, the one nearest to home. But since then, we've been just kind of exploring. Which is fine. But we're up in Leviathan Coast. We did find the other day, we went all the way out to this island out here, Whistler's Exile, which was super janky and weird that Whistler has diplomatic status, which usually implies a very important person to a faction, either one of their leaders or like a liaison you can talk to when you're pissed off that faction that you can effectively pay your way to not having that faction hate you anymore. But we got a fight at home. I was like, a cannibal rolled in, got murdered, and is being evicted. Fair enough. Because we are based in the Dead Cat, which is cannibal territory. And I am hoping... I started streaming, my stomach immediately got upset, which is unrelated to streaming. But I am hoping that that backs off, because if it doesn't, it's something that can be easily solved for me on my end, but it takes, you know, like I do what I gotta do, and then it takes like 15, 20, 30 minutes, but it's really disruptive. I gotta deal with it. It's fortunately not a problem I run into too much. Shrieking bandits. Alright. They may attack us. But, if that does happen, then, like, that'll be an interruption I hope won't be the case. But just kind of alerting people that that's been a thing. And Luxray getting a 55 stream streak. Congratulations, Luxray. Getting your extra 450 points. Thank you so much for continuing to tune in for that long. That's a hecking long time to catch every single stream. So I really do appreciate that. So right now we're gonna get our away team over there. We ransacked some beak thing nests. I think we had like 2 or 3 left over. Yeah, we got 2 of them here. For some reason their texture's not loading. So we got 4. Yeah, so we got 4 left, it looks like. Why when I click down in the bottom row? Okay, I can't interact with the bottom row here. When I do, it's like a click out of the window. That's lovely. So what we'll do is we'll get back, and I might give Kenshi a quick kick here. Because I can't actually access our last person down here when I click on it. What ends up happening is, it's like I lose focus on the one. Why did you stop? Alright. Okay. But Kenji's one of these open world games where you kind of have to make it what you want and all that kind of stuff. So it isn't a game that has like, here's your win condition, you gotta go defeat that bad guy, or you gotta go find the thing, or you gotta build the rocket, or anything of that nature. It really is, okay, here's your world, here's your sandbox, go play in it. Surprised freaking bandits are completely ignoring me. It's an interesting bug, have a dead zone. Yeah, no, I take it up that something has happened with the resolution. I could just try changing the resolution. It's just, unfortunately, Kenshi is one of those games that you change the resolution, you have to exit out of the game and re-enter the game to do that. These are all limitations with the engine it uses, which is the Ogre engine, which is why Kenshi 2 is being made in the, I believe it was the Unreal Engine, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong with that. But, that basically Kenshi, a lot of its jank, a lot of its pain points does come from taking the Ogre engine and trying to push it in areas that it wasn't really well suited for, which isn't a mistake on Kenshi's dev part. It's just kind of how it worked out. Oh, I can't even click on the job. Well, actually, it did after take it when I clicked back in the window. Yeah, so chat, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna reboot the game, but I'm gonna go ahead and put up the away screen for just a minute. I'm gonna have to deal with the stomach thing, so I do apologize. It does mean I'm gonna be away for a good couple minutes, unfortunately. But it's definitely getting worse before better. But it's not an unknown problem I'm dealing with. It's something I've dealt with for a very long. Not that save, please. It's something I've dealt with for a while. Words or something? This actually would be a good time to do words on stream. That's actually a very good idea. Do I not have my scene for words on stream anymore? No! I can get that set up in 2 seconds. I'll try and set that up fast, because the stomach thing is escalating very rapidly. Actually, I take that back. I'm not going to set up. I need to deal with the stomach thing real fast, so I do apologize. I'm going to go quickly put on my away screen, and I will be back. It's going to be a couple minutes, and I do apologize for like really being right at the beginning, but it's a chronic stomach issue I deal with, and it doesn't come by very often. Maybe like once or twice or 3 times. Interesting. The game got janky and fixed. I'll deal with that later. So I do apologize. I'll be back in a couple minutes.
No, I told him you weren't.
Jonathan!
Hey, where are you guys at the venue?
Jonathan. Bartender Jonathan!
Just in front of stage, center stage.
I see you.
How was I supposed to stop it?
Check my asshole.
Wash your hands.
Just go this way.
Hello.
I was just trying to find the scarf. I was like, if I find the scarf, I'll find Marcus.
Okay, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to declare a variable. We're going to declare that variable of a type integer. And we're going to set its value to input 1. Don't forget your semicolon. You do your best, Semi. You got this, buddy. They're totally dead. Alright. That I perhaps have underestimated you. That's on me. That was disrespectful. I should have given you more credit. Credit where it's due. You are definitely still a menace and you're still threatening. But not you. She's a jerk.
Okay, if you're sitting down, you instant die. That's news. I was focusing on something else and I heard the zombie coming.
And 3, 2, 1, it'll be fine. Hey, you're finally awake. Yep, they got me by the border. Well, I can't actually get out of the hole. I'm having to unstuck myself. Oh, that's honestly pretty underwhelming if I'm gonna be honest here. I mean, I'll try and blow up more if I can get my hands on more utilities that can blow up. Can I get more dynamite? Arrived. Welcome, Cookie.
Hello, sentient cookie. Ooh.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard Tomb like say ooh ooh that I can think of. It's
Aw.
probably happened before, but like that I mean.
I don't just spontaneously say it.
Yeah, she doesn't just walk around and go, I like it, ew ew.
Oh no, ew.
She's like, ew, get it away. I don't want it.
Yeah.
I feel dirty. Stop it. What?
Well, he certainly doesn't need that anymore.
She, man. Nicely done. I have been claimed by the landmines in many a place. I need you to move. Let me in. All right. Can oh no, I can't get out. There, get out. Yeah, that's what I've done. Is I've told them to get out of the way, and they're just all. Yay!
Godslayer, good day.
Oh. Yeah, that's what I need right now. Yeah. We can totally take that. That is absolutely something we can handle right now. We take like 3 deaths in a tier 1 map. And it's like, how do you feel about Chimera? Chimera is exactly what you need in your life right now. Sink or swim. That's... In the meantime, I see some nature and I don't like it. Look at nature's hubris being all over the place here. How dare nature? Could you not bang in that door? I would like you to keep... I want the door. Stop hitting the door. I want the door. Thank you. Yeah, but I was just kind of showing... I talked about like putting like a giant pile of bodies to try and ramp. But you can see where you can get some pretty good air. Ah, that hurts. That was just 1 second. Like here, I'm assuming someone got a clip of it. If you have a clip of it, let me know and I'll permit you. And Mr. Theo is good at singing. I want to be like him when I grow up. What do you want to be when you grow up? Sir, that is a question that creates an existential crisis I am not prepared to fight. Okay, hang on. Hang on. Little too ambitious with that jump. Yep, let's take a minor detour. There we go. Just had to top it off. Okay, I guess we're going this way. This is cursed. Please. Well, that was lovely. Okay, sorry about that. It's doing just hell stuff. It's nothing serious or anything like that, but like I won't go into too much details because digestive in nature and all that. No one wants to talk about that, but just it was like a chronic health problem, or a chronic stomach problem. It's nothing like serious to my health. Like I'm not dying or anything. But it is one of those things that it used to be a real problem for a while that, like, man, like every 2 or 3 weeks, if not more, I'd end up having like a day or two that it is amazing how fast when you have like a pain that's internal, your body will just be like, nope, not doing anything. Absolutely not. Like I've smashed my hands with hammers and everything and wouldn't even struggle, just like, ow, and then get back to it. And then you get like a little tum-tum ache, and you're just like, can't live, leave me behind. But yeah, but it's like I won't go into details of what specifically is going on because we don't even have all the information. But like there is, for those who don't know, like we're not going to get into the gross part of the digestive process, but like when you eat something, you know, food goes to your stomach sends a signal to your intestines to be like, yo, it's time to clear house. I need room down there. And there is a confusion that happens with that signaling with me, where the intestines turn around and said, nope, there's no room, can't do it. And the stomach goes, what do you mean there's no room? That's not how this works. And your body's response, it goes, what if we just immediately got lightheaded and nauseous and felt terrible? Because this is not how this process works, and we don't have a plan B. So yeah. So it is that kind of a thing. But like they have put a huge amount of effort into trying to actually isolate what it is. Like I ended up getting a colonoscopy and all that like way younger than normally you would, which it wasn't like outside of a reasonable range, but it was just kind of one of those things. But yeah, like very much you end up having that, and it's just you get lightheaded, you get sweats, everything just kind of feels like it wants to shut down, and you're like, when I had that the first time, where like just to like sit down, I almost missed the like sitting on the chair kind of thing because I was just so all over the place with it. Versus nowadays, it flares up maybe once or twice a year is pretty much it. And usually it's when I'm being really naughty about what I'm eating that it comes back. That's basically the way we've dealt with it. Is I adjusted eating habits and took away a lot of the stuff that was instigating it. Because yeah, I had weird stomach pains for a while. Found out it was your gallbladder. Got that sucker out and haven't had the I'm dying level of tummy ache since. That is so on the list of what I would do next if we were like, no, we really need to address this. Like it's still a problem. The next two things would be to get what's called an endoscopy. So a colonoscopy is checking your intestines. An endoscopy is checking your stomach, like your stomach itself. We don't expect to find anything with that, but that would be like the next diagnostic step. Otherwise, it would be getting my gallbladder removed, because that has run in my family, that a lot of my mom's side of family have had ultimately their gallbladder removed. So those would be the next two things to figure out. But yeah, it is one of those things that like very, very genuinely you get that. And I have been through car accidents. I used to do a lot of sports where you'd be thrown off things and like beaten up and all that sort of stuff. I used to play paintball all the time, and so like I've got a pretty high tolerance for pain. But like then the tum-tum gets all upset and just like literally like cold sweat shut down, and it's just inside pain is hard to deal with. Because it's like, it's not even a matter of like how tough you are, it's just your body reacts to it very differently. Yeah, you got your first colonoscopy at like 20? Yeah, I got mine 35, somewhere around there, which was when this was like really at its worst. Yeah, the body doesn't know what to do, so its process is to pretend you're poisoned. That's kind of, for those who don't know how motion sickness works, it's not unlike how motion sickness works. What happens in a way with motion sickness, you get incredibly nauseous and everything, is you have the signal confusion between your brain, or sorry, between your eyes and your inner ear, telling your body saying, hey, something's up. And so the way your body typically responds to that is it goes, oh, clearly we ate something that's not good. So clearly the answer is to get rid of the thing that's not good in here, which your body's way to do that is to get sick. But that is what your body's doing, is it's using something that's an evolutionary thing, which is, hey, if you start having stuff not working the way it's supposed to, you're probably poisoned. Try to get whatever the poison is out. Make sure I didn't get any of the other people. The definitely go about. Yeah, that'd be probably the next thing was. Yeah, it runs in your family, and for you it was a blockage, and you think it was like 2 or 3 times the size it was supposed to be, but yet only the study takes a couple times a year. Yeah, no, more than likely that'll be a thing to do. Like very honestly, part of my hesitation with it is health stuff in the US is very expensive, even with insurance, is the way I will phrase it. So it does have a chilling effect for people doing stuff if they don't need to. And I know that's not really a good excuse, but also kind of is. Alright, so where are we going to next? So we actually haven't been down and checked all these ruins down here. But I'm going to have to go around probably for that, because I don't want to cut right through Holy Nation territory where they're going to mess me up, because a lot of these recruits are fairly new. Not super duper capable quite yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head towards the south end where there's some skeleton territory, like Venge, and what was the other one? Deadlands? Yeah, so I think we're going to head down to here, but I'm going to do so by going way around Holy Nation territory as best we can. But meanwhile, we've got our home team is just going to keep doing home team things. They've been holding up pretty well. The only things that have been attacking them with any consistency has been the cannibals. And they're getting to the point that they can handle them pretty fine. I did debate turning around and just going back and fighting the cannibals more, which would be fine, but there's not really a whole lot I expect to gain from the cannibals. It'd be killing them for the sake of killing them, which, you know, isn't a bad reason. Especially since they'll try and eat our people. But unless Genesis mod works way different than a lot of the other runs I've done, generally speaking, you usually can't just roll in, knock out one group, and then suddenly they stop existing on the map. Usually, like, individual cities will flip. But as far as, like, entire territories, I haven't particularly noticed whole territories changing what's there. Alright, come on. Yeah, so we're going to work our way around. There's also building up our athletic skill. We got a couple of new recruits in this group. There's all that. Alright. Because I also was reminded the other day that Sad Neil is a character in the game. And I really like Sad Neil. And hate Sad Neil. We didn't go to that place. Alright. I do wish when you're fast forwarding, the dialogue between your people would slow down to compensate. So that way you could actually read the dialogue. Because it feels like you either walk around the world really slowly. Your camp seems out of place. It does, doesn't it? Huh. Weird. Yeah, no, it's normally pretty close to the right edge. I don't think we've played a game recently where there's a reason. Oh, so one house is intact over here. There's a building material. Hey, Longclaw, how's it going? Getting that 10 stream streak. For those who don't know Longclaw, another fantastic creator on the platform. Definitely someone I recommend checking out and all that good stuff. But, they're on their last couple days on the platform, unfortunately, because they are based out of South Korea. And unfortunately, for those who haven't heard, Twitch is shutting down in South Korea because the South Korean ISPs have, like, particularly egregious policies and how they approach a lot of the stuff. Which unfortunately does have the side effect that a lot of streaming services are just straight up pulling out of South Korea because of it. They just can't operate as a business there on a real level. So there's a whole big thing. So the thing I would definitely recommend is not only that you follow Longclaw, but follow them on YouTube as well, because that's where they'll be moving after things shut down on Twitch for them. So it's not that they want to leave Twitch or anything like that. I imagine they very much don't, because this is where they built their audience. It's just, unfortunately, Twitch is noping out of South Korea. And for those who didn't notice, Twitch announced earlier today that there was going to be an adjustment to the cost of subscriptions in a lot of places. And unfortunately, for the bulk of places, it is bad news. I believe the US were keeping our prices consistent, and supposedly it is being adjusted based on, based on, what do I want to say? Based on, like, price adjustments. But let's just say a lot of people doing the math is not quite checking out. So it does kind of feel like it was just more the sub cost is going up most of the world, but they were trying to make it sound not as PR as bad. But considering they didn't increase a lot of the prices while everything else is blown up like 300%, not super surprising. When is that going to happen? I didn't see the date. I haven't gotten all the details on it. I know Australia is impacted, the UK is impacted, Canada's impacted, but I don't know where else. Oh, and Turkey was super impacted. But I think Turkey was super impacted because people were literally setting up VPNs to sub to people through Turkey to get like super duper discount subs for sometimes reasons to help content creators, sometimes really nefarious reasons. But ultimately, they more than quadrupled the price in Turkey, which to give you a point, a sub in Turkey was like literally cents by comparison to the US. So you get like 100 subs, but you then realize they're Turkey subs, and you would end up having like $10 or whatever as the creator because of just how discounted they were. There is a fight going on in here between who and who? Holy Nation here? I don't feel like being involved in this one. But if you say as of March 28th, Tier 1 subscriptions and gift subs are more expensive in the UK, Canada, and Australia. And base gift sub is going up from £5 to £6 in the UK, 7 to 8. Yes, they're all going up about $1 in their local currencies. But there's a reason we were known for our piracy ways. Yeah. Oh, why do you always get hit? I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like there's more to the picture that they aren't saying. Because for the most part, where people were saying, like, where they were announcing it was a price adjustment based on, like, you know, the currency or whatever, it doesn't really check out. Unless they're using, like, really dated data, at which point, okay, then they should have said, hey, based on data from Quack, where Quack is the date. But either way, like, it is what it is. The price is gonna go up. Yeah, Australia also has some weirdly strict rules on game ratings. So I wouldn't expect game ratings to be relevant to it. I could see it that they have, like, strict rules around other stuff that then, you know, adds an expense to Twitch, whether it's moderation or whatever, that they offset that. Like, I could see that kind of thing, but then to me, rather than saying it's like some currency adjustment, then you'd sit there and say, hey, you know, in this country we are required to do this extra step, and therefore that cost like we have to eat it, so it's going to cost more beer. Like to me that's fair and puts the blame where it belongs. I don't think that's at all what it is, for the record. But that would be how you handle those things, is instead of passing the buck, you consider and say, hey, the Australian government said we have to do XYZ. That's going to cost us money, and therefore, you know, we are going to pass that expense on to you because we have to shoulder it to operate there. Which is, again, totally fair and reasonable. Because then, you know, it puts the blame on those policies as why it's more expensive. But I don't think that's what it is. Because most of the people that are involved in rating games and also you stop playing games, so on the SNES of the thing, I have no idea about that side of things. But I mean, we still kind of have like the same issue here in the US that by and large our policymakers, there's not many of them who have a history playing games at all. And so they do tend to be way behind on that kind of stuff. But that's true of like games and television. I mean, it is one of those things when you have your decision makers and you look at the age distribution and it mostly contains one age group over another. And it can be younger or older. It can also be a problem. But where you have the age group is like very monocultured, then those that fall outside the monoculture tend to not be represented. Therefore, policies around what they deal with don't make sense. So that's Hang. How's Rual doing on food as the only meatbag who has to eat here? They still got plenty for right now. Alright, because we are trying to cross down to Deadlands and Venge. We'll go by means of the Great Desert, because we can potentially snag some bounties in the Great Desert on the way through. Net athletic skill is just going up and up. We are now running at 21 miles an hour. And we're picking up the pace, which is nice, because that means all those like little trash enemies I don't want to deal with anymore, that I get a couple, Yeah, no, this is not Kenshi's music. Kenshi has decent music, but it's very much the kind of music where it's very far removed of just kind of like wind blowing and like a little bit of an instrumental thing going on, and then more wind blowing. Like it's very much designed to get out of the way, which I think is a really good approach for Kenshi. It's well suited. As opposed to like games like, you know, Hard Space Shipbreaker, where the music is very much far front and center. Can you imagine if RimWorld pawns had to charge their bionics? That'd be an interesting thing. Alright. We got a group here. What are you? So we got Grass Pirates. Do you have any good bounties among you? No. So you have no interest in fighting them. Like, that'd be fine. They wouldn't be a hard fight for us, or I don't think. But, if I've got nothing to gain but some heavy swords to carry for a couple $100 each, it's not worth my time. But it's been a long time since you played the Genesis mod. Does it include the island where mental weapons were created? Or is that a different mod? I have no idea. This is my first time doing the mod, so we're learning what's in it. Alright, we got 24,000 bounty there among the Blood Raiders. Or 2,400, not 1,000. I mean, it'd be a perfectly fine fight. We could knock it out real fast. I don't really know if I want to lug for one small bounty, considering we're sitting at 100,000. We're just gonna move on. If we see one for like 7,000, or a group that's got like 2 or 3 bounties around 2,000, we'll go out our way for. Like, if we find it's the, what are the other ones? 2,600, 2,000, we're looking promising. Yep, that group we're gonna fight. As far as, I mean, I take that back. Actually, with the mods, you can cannibalism in this game. But, generally speaking, Kenshi, outside of going to cannibal territory and taking their, hey, don't just look at me and turn the other way. We're not walking away from this. Alright. Now, this team has been entirely martial arts. I'm going to probably change that during the course of this stream. But the other group that's back at base, they're more of a blend. Okay. So some of our weaker people, go pick up that one. And go pick up that one. Because I'll make sure to claim those bounties right away. Is that the last bounty person over there? Yep. And claim that bounty. Alright. So I don't expect to find any loot I care about on these, because they've got their weapons. Their weapons are worth a couple hundred or whatever. But then I gotta lug them. So I'm not gonna worry about that. And I did put the people on the weaker ones. Now the downside is, unfortunately, where I turned those bounties in, is back the way we came. But I'd say for a cool 6,000, like almost 10,000 by the time you're done, because like 6,000 whatever. You liked the brawlers? Oh, yeah, for the squad. I totally forgot, because we were going to name all these things. The brawlers. So I can go ahead and do that, because I never did name the faction or our main base. So that would be a good thing to do. Oh, did you already get patched up? I didn't even look if you were still in the process of patching yourselves up or not. Recovery coma, and everyone's good. Alright. And we have another group of Blood Raiders. I mean, if we're going back for bounties anyway, Strider Town. I don't know of any Striders. Who's Strider? Where did my phone go? There it is. Okay, just we gotta keep an eye on time for when it's time to do the next thing. So yeah, so I am gonna go. Actually, you know what I could do? Where's one of the bounty? You're not in the front, are you? Because I might just be able to yoink you out of the group. I don't think I'd be able to yoink the one in front out of the group. I was gonna have Rual try and sneak up behind and just knock people out to snag it. Okay. So have Rual engage them. And you three, you stay on the back and block. Keep our bounties secure. Or I'll go deal with that. Because Rual's, at the moment, one of our best fighters. The Arbiters are also really good. So I'm just trying to keep our bounties secure as best we can. Alright, so there's that one. So JD... go grab that bounty. You want 2 days? Okay. That's 2 days me problem. Alright, so everyone's getting patched up and back into business. And Darth got knocked down, so it's going to take them a minute before they recover. Alright, so that just made this definitely over 10,000. That is one nice thing, is if you are playing the game and you're looking for your early to like beginning of mid-game bounty hunting, that very specifically the Gray Desert here and the Eye, this whole area is really good for claiming bounties. There's lots of things that'll have like 2,000-3,000 bounties. You'll find some of, what was it, the Sand Ninjas? Or it's like Sand, no, it's Cloud Ninjas. that sometimes you'll find them, they'll be up to like $7,000 on a bounty, which is really good for just a random walking around enemy. So you can get a lot of money. How good is martial arts in this game? Low-key, martial arts in Kenshi is a meta. It is, I mean, it's not even that low-key. It is ridiculously overpowered. You'll get to the point that you'll punch people's limbs off and knock the weapons out of their hands, and your characters will do like these flying somersault kicks and all sorts of ridiculous nonsense.
Why
that
are
is like
skeletons always so calm? Because nothing gets under their skin.
nothing does get under their skin. Unless it's the skeletons in, oh, where was that? Was it the Skinner's Roam? Unless it's the skeletons in Skinner's Roam, then it does. But I'll let people figure out what happens in Skinner's Roam. But yeah, so thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, so it takes a long time to get there though. Yeah, so the big thing that you run into with the martial arts in the game is you've got two different defensive abilities. You've got, like, just when you look at your stats here, you've got melee defense, which is primarily blocking with weapons. You have that when you have a weapon in hand. And then you have, separately, you have dodge. And then dodge allows you to get out of the way faster and all that. But, you go... It's not a very appealing area. It's a very appealing area. Not in a good way. But yeah, then you got dodge as a mechanic. When you're unarmed, you end up getting dodge more, which your character just gets out of the way. So it is actually worth it that even if you're going to equip a weapon, to get yourself a bit of dodge before you do, because you can do both when you have a weapon equipped. But it's one of those problems that if you go straight for having a weapon right from the beginning, you usually just won't get any meaningful amount of dodge ever. Just the same that sometimes when you combine some of your other skills, they can help each other out as well. So there is actually good reason. Like, it's also those things, like, if you're gonna go for like a really, really heavy blunt weapon, it's worth taking the time to choose something that is not a blunt weapon for a while first. Because, and I made the mistake when I discussed it the other day on stream, that I was like, oh, I want to equip martial arts or light weapons to grind up my dexterity. So that's not entirely true. Martial arts gives you dexterity, yes, but any weapon that has a higher amount of cut damage versus blunt damage will also give you dexterity. That it just does, it does math where it says, what is my cut damage versus my blunt damage? That ratio gets applied to how much dex you level when using the weapon. So katanas are extremely good for leveling up your dexterity because they have nothing but cut damage. Whereas something, I think the weapon is called a skillet, which is like a sword that has no edge to it. So it's just like a stick you whack people with, but it's sword shaped. That will literally never give you dexterity of any meaning. And Dark Drago's getting their 50 stream streak, so thank you so much for continuing that stream streak, and congratulations on your 450 points. Let's see, why do the Jedi oppose dissolving crustaceans in acid? Because only the Sith deal in crab salutes. I get where that's going. I definitely ruined it in trying to say it, but I do get it. That's a good one. Why are skeletons such bad liars? You can see right through them. Alright, so unfortunately we are moving really slow, but this is part of why we're doing it. By making our weaker people carry that, because you see like strength 7, we are training their strength a lot. So it's one of those painful things that Kenshi will do this a lot, where you'll do something in a more tedious, slower, painful way as your best way to get strong. You never done martial arts with Kenshi. You might do it right now. You might do it now. Oh, absolutely. It's a slow start thing, but you'll end up like just doing really powerful character. One thing to keep in mind is if you do a regular fleshy character, you will end up replacing all of your limbs because your limbs do take damage while you use martial arts. So it ultimately ends up happening there is, you know, you kind of self-remove your limbs by slapping things really hard. Alright, so we've got a You can be off block. We've got a scrawny cannibal raid approaching the settlement. You can also fill your backpack. Yeah. And one thing you can low-key to do that is not only fill up your bag. That's certainly one thing to do. But fill up backpacks and then remove them from the backpack slot and put them here because they'll weigh even more, and then put another backpack in. So you can have like 3 backpacks full of stone in your inventory weighing like 60, 70, 80 kilograms your character's running around with. And it will strength train them real fast. What are you doing? Alright, so we got grass pirates attacking us. So let's rally. All the people carrying our bounties, you're on defense. Because we want to avoid having the bounties get away. Do we have any bounties among the grass pirates to claim? We've got one for... We got 1, 2... So we got 2 bounties there. Meanwhile, before we engage this, we have a cannibal attack showing up here. They're on their way over. That's probably going to be a sizable one. So we got to be careful. I do think I'm going to try to have the people hold their ground. It's going to be a little rough because 2 of our main fighters aren't present there, which is Rongor and Rual. Alright, Rual's going to go back and help the people carrying the bounties, so we don't lose any. Alright. Okay, so... You 4 already have bounty, so Longclaw gets to pick up this bounty. And then there was 2 hero head bounties, right? Am I misremembering this? There's the other one. Darth, you get to carry that one. Someone's limb just went into orbit. If only strength training worked like that in real life. Yeah, Kenshi does a lot of decisions on how you train stuff that doesn't really work in real life. Like, Kenshi goes by the model of the more you get beaten up, the stronger you, like, the more durable you get. That's very not true in real life. Usually when you sustain serious injuries, you don't get stronger on the other side of it. You get chronic injuries. You get bones that don't quite respond the way they used to. But video games. They use the Dragon Ball model of the more you get beaten to the edge of death, the, stronger you get. No, you're not getting a bounty on you. There was a person with a bounty and you picked them up. I've lost track of how many bounties we're up to. Yeah, I know you 2 don't have bounties on you. Rongor doesn't. So of our group, 6 people are not currently carrying anyone to be turned in for their bounty. You're all gonna go and sneak for a minute while I go back to deal with this. How close is that? Because I'm trying to watch when the cannibal raid goes to see how big it's looking like it's gonna be, to decide if I want to take my chances with it or not. How are we doing on our skills here? I mean, they're getting pretty decent. They're all in their 20s for the most part. We'll take our chances with it. Oh, you want to hear a different playlist? We can switch up the playlist if we want. I do know I've been playing this playlist for a while. We can look at it. This is Harris Heller, by the way, which is an excellent person. But I do know it's a very commonly played playlist for people who use Pretzel. I definitely know not to do Surprise Me. I've learned my lesson on that. Here, I haven't done the Chill playlist in a long time. And if it ends up being very the same, we could change it to something else. Because I haven't looked through in a while. Alright, so close the gate. All of you are no longer doing the work here. Everyone go back from jobs. Grab all of our... Oh, you never built that? That's fine. Grab all our people who man the guns to go, you know, man the guns. Why are you hungry? Ah, I see. Again, you take 2 seconds, because that's going to be a problem. You can drop those in the sale building. You can man that gun. You can man this gun. Because Bentley is starving to death because they filled their entire inventory with medicine and couldn't drop it off anywhere. So go eat something really fast. Okay. Now man the weapon, because I don't need you passing out in the middle of the fight because you're hungry. Okay, so I thought there was 2 groups this size, so I'm feeling like this will be a messy fight, but a doable fight. But that's kind of what you want in Kenshi. You want those... You want those fights in Kenshi that, like, are really rough, but you do survive. Yeah, no, that's the other one I have been playing a little bit too much the same. There is going to be some duplication in this list. But unless I really switch up to, like, a completely different vibe, which I wouldn't be against. There's that. That's, one of those things I wish is, like, with video game music is... excuse you. We have rules that walls are solid objects that you should not be allowed to breach instantly. Okay, they're already in here. And the fight begins. And that was not a good start where everyone is bunched up getting hit by the same attacks. I really should not have put them there. It's too late now. They've already done that. That might actually cost us the fight. Because what was happening is because they were tightly bunched together, the attacks were hitting a lot of my people for one attack versus spreading the damage out a lot more. Yeah, Bone Dog hits like a truck, but does not dodge or block or anything, so just takes it to the face. So this is going really badly. So I might do a reload on this one, because I misplayed that fight. When I bunched him up there... Like you said, a whole bunch of people got hit at the same time. It's not like RimWorld where you can click and drag to cover a large area. Yeah, I'm seeing if our people get back up, because we did throttle a bunch of them. What's with the random goat? Yeah, so they wiped us. And they're gonna take those people back, and I won't be able to, like, I couldn't get the away team back in time, so we'd just be accepting a huge loss. But that's the reason I quick saved beforehand. This is one of those games that you do have to be willing to save scum and all that kind of stuff, because you will run into that sometimes where all my people crowd into one spot and then took like 4 attacks as a full group. Which again, that was a misplay, like going after the one off to the side. Alright, so what we're going to try doing is... What? Oh, your clothes just didn't load yet. I was like, why are you running around with no clothes on? I may not have good armor, but there's a difference between not having good armor and running around completely naked. Let's have the bone dog coming from the back, because the bone dog does the most damage, but like I said, it tends to just get in the middle and get hit from all sides and get knocked down pretty quick. So yeah, so I got a couple who breach through the walls again. It's not that there's actually a gap here, it's just with how much they're crowding through there, the physics gets not so sound. She-wolf? Okay. What is the Mass Attack? Oh, they get so much worse. We've actually had worse. That's the reason I was like, oh, we can try and stay and fight this one. How are they... They keep, like, fall... Oh, when I reloaded, they're not the right height. They're inside the wall. Ah, Kenshi. That's fine. What are you running after? And the others are running their crossbows, so it's still pretty close to the same results. We did knock down a whole bunch of them, but they did just roll on through. Yeah, those cannibals, yeah, that's the reasons why if we get captured, they'll take, like, most raids, if they go through and they knock you over, they'll just steal your stuff and go away. And so, like, losing a raid is no big deal. But the cannibals are a problem because they eat you, and you die. Alright. Yeah, so we're gonna retreat from this fight. Because losing your entire group would definitely be too heavy a blow to be worth taking. So new plan, open the door, and just run people out the side. Let them run around for a couple of minutes in there. They won't even steal anything. At least I don't think they will. If they do, they'll steal, like, food or something I don't care about. Right, everyone, at whatever speed you can get out of here. There's the cannibal hunters are over here somewhere. Just get out. Said get out. Alright. Where is Bentley going? Oh, right. They got that weird thing with that ridge down there. So weirdly, they won't attack us for the most part until they get into their position. Then they'll yell meat a bunch of times normally and go away. The only reason they haven't been doing that here is because we had our crossbow people to say shoot first, ask questions later. So the moment the cannibals rolled in, they started firing right away. They didn't wait at all for it. Oh, the cannibal hunters are currently under siege. But the cannibal hunters can hold off a lot pretty effectively. Alright. And then sometimes you'll get lucky, you can let them start their attack, and then set up by the door. And instead of getting the whole group in one giant swarm, you'll get them kind of in like 2s and 3s and 4s and 5s. So you can kind of fight it in waves. So normally, other factions, when they would run into your base like this, it'd be stuff like Holy Nation and all that. They would steal a bunch of your goods and run away with it, so it'd steal your food and everything.
Take a sip.
Which isn't that big a deal. They don't steal any of your particularly valuable stuff. That ended fast. They're like, didn't find anything we want, we're out. Okay. Let's give them a moment to get out of the way so we don't pick up all of them to fight. Alright, everyone back to work. No, this bug again. Oh, I forgot. A lot of times when you reload, a bunch of these bug out. I think you can actually fix this by going to squads. You see, actually, no, they're not marked there, so we can go squads, the brawlers, and just start shifting everyone over. And as you can see, just by switching them over, it does reset it. Let's move Randall over here. Let's put the stronger fighters at the beginning of this, and then the people who are still training at the later part. Get rid of that one, and we're good. Oh, that's not the right group. I was like, why do you need food? Okay. Alright, so we'll go get there. Meanwhile, Bentley here is slowly ending up accidentally getting a bunch of medicine in their inventory. So what we can probably do for right now is, Lardine, go ahead and stop worrying about medicine for a minute, because very genuinely, your inventory's full, like you're starving because of how much medicine you're making. There's good money to make on the medicine, but I don't have to make like 30 storage boxes to manage it. That's not the right building. Is that the right building? But when I have an entire medicine box full of medicine, I don't really need that much more. Alright. So after that, you would operate the looms and all that. So what you could do is give Ionek a hand over here by helping operate the electronics table. Alright. Is everyone here yet? No, I still got a couple more stragglers. Alright. Let's unsneak them full speed. Go claim these bounties and do all that stuff. Meanwhile, it looks like there's been a constant fight going on right over here at the entrance. As you can tell by the random pools of blood and everything in the front. So big thing gotta watch is that if they do a check of our inventory, that I actually respond to them. It's one way you can get yourself in trouble if you hurry, as you'll run through and the person will be like, hey, you need to submit to a check. It's not an automatic thing. If you're deemed running from them, they'll attack you. Okay, looks like we're fine. I wonder if they'll keep checking me on any regularity now that we're allies or whatever. Which the only reason we're allies, I haven't been doing anything for the United Cities directly. It's just because we've been claiming all of these bounties, which are with the United Cities and the Holy Nation. And I can't really go to the Holy Nation without them trying to murder me. Let's have everyone else stand out here. Well, actually, here. Alright. I kind of regret setting Rual to that pose when it started. It's like everywhere he goes, he's just like, I am the center of attention. Okay, take him. Cool. Rual doesn't have a bounty with them. Rongor doesn't have a bounty with them. The Arbiters won't have bounties with them, so they can get out of the way. Sentry Cookie doesn't have one. And there's the next bounty. I don't know if you could still do it. There used to be an exploit you could do when you got a really high bounty that you could basically turn in the person for the bounty and then help them escape and then capture them again and then take them in for the bounty. I can't remember if you could do it in the same location or you had to, like, a lot of the really, really high bounties, it'll be both Holy Nation and the United Cities will have the bounty with them. So you could take it from one place and then, like, run them over to the other, so double cash in the bounty kind of thing. I don't remember how that worked. I don't know if they ever fixed that, but that was definitely a thing that people could do to cheese the game a little bit. Because staging a jailbreak without getting in trouble is actually a thing you can do. You just gotta get to a point where the guards can't see you and start unlocking cells. That's also the way when I do a run where you start as a slave, that's usually how I get the escape to happen. This will wait till there's not a guard watching the pens, and I'll start unlocking all the pens and releasing everyone. And what you do is you hope you get like 4 or 5 of them to follow you versus just run out the door. And they just run everyone out, you just run the whole group out. And just like that, we're getting like a cool... I think at that point we're probably talking almost $12,000 plus on just the bounties. And you could steal all, you could take all the weapons and slow you down a little bit more and probably claim you a couple thousand more bucks as well. In this case, I've got plenty of that, so it was more to claim the bounties than claim the bounties. And one other thing that happens is every time we get one of these, if we go to the faction tab, you'll have... Where is... Yeah, so every time you turn one of those in, they like you a little bit more. So you can become allied with pretty much everyone by just bounty hunting. Not everyone, because there's some people who don't claim bounties. But anyone who claims bounties, that's one way to get allied, is to just turn in bounties. Let's top off some of the food for Rual, because he's probably getting short. He's one of those gross meat bags who need food to get by. Oh, actually, I still have the nutrient packs we got. I really don't need food. Here, have a sand cube. That's what I'll throw. It's a sand cube and some rice bread. Shade. Description: soft and floppy, dagger-wielding ninja, trash, wanted for acts of theft and the general deviousness put her out of the pitiful existence where perhaps she might be reunited with her spine in the rotten, maggot-eating depths of the coward's afterlife. Last seen cowering in raptor hole in the swamps. Oh, I forgot that there's in the swamps, because it's full of smugglers and all that, that some of the major cities actually have bounties in the major cities down there. That said, we're heading towards a scrap heap. And I think when we get to the scrap heap, we're going to start buying some people some actual weapons. Like, Rual's going to stay martial arts. But the other ones are going to get some actual weapons going on. Okay, we're starting to get our first repair kits. More than likely what I'll probably want to do for the robotic repair kits is I'll probably want to actually take the time to set up multiple booths and have one of them that just does the final repair kit and the one that does the interim step. Having your name on a bounty as being described as soft and floppy is so insulting, you love it. It is a very, very passive-aggressive to just plain aggressive way of doing it, too. Alright, so we're back to 21 mile per hour running. Now we're not carrying a bunch of stuff. So that was some strength training for a couple of our people. Yeah, so we're trying to just get down here. We can check out some of these ruins on the way. They'll probably have good stuff for us. One thing that I do recall, I don't know if it's the same on this mod, but generally speaking, skeleton bits are worth a lot extra in the main city on Dead Pass. Or what, is it Dead Pass? I keep it... Deadlands. In Deadlands. The one thing to note, though, is Deadlands has acid rain and acid ground and acid, and it's acid and the acid's acid. So if you do not have burn protection and all that, it is a really rough ride. Look. It's 4 bounties, and we're right here. Fine. We'll do it. It's an extra, like, $10,000 sitting in front of me that I don't even have to go anywhere for. We haven't gotten... Well, I mean, we've actually got a little ways. No, we're gonna avoid it. We're gonna avoid it. Like, it's easy money, but I don't really need easy money right now. I need science books. Like, don't get me wrong, it's an easy fight. We'd cash in, get our 10,000, but it wouldn't be a problem if I could run ahead someplace and turn in the bounties, but I have to run back to turn in the bounties. Okay. So we've got something over here. I actually don't know what this place is off the top of my head. I'm gonna take a quick peek at this. See if it's friendly, hostile, or what it is. Oh! Cloud Ninja territory. Yeah, let's not poke that right this second. Now I know where the Cloud Ninja's main base are, so that's a Cloud Ninja main base. Oh, bone dogs? I probably should just run from it. It's fine. Because I'm not super worried about claiming the materials when we're done with the... You know, the bone dogs. I can grab the leather, but I don't think the leather's worth that much. I think it's 100 or so, a couple hundred each or whatever. I'm curious if the dire ones or the alphas will give more. 450. Yeah, we just wiped that entire nest or whatever. There, that way they don't get up. And just running in, casually wiping out an entire nest instantly. The downside is the animals do get a lot of damage and relatively quick, so that's the whole thing. Alright. Oh wait, Rual got downed? My bad. Ah! Blood loss knockdown. Because Rual is made of that squishy human flesh. It's not like the robots where you just patch it up, and until they start getting really beat up, it's no big deal. He'll get back up in just a second. Alright, don't worry, buddy. You'll lose that last fleshy limb soon enough. We're just gonna run from that group. The other one I turned and I fought, I was like, why did I turn and I fight this? It's only gonna be worth maybe 1,000 cats. I don't, like, I mean, I could fight it for... Yeah, and everyone's like, acid rain, it's not a big deal. And Rual's like, oh my god, acid rain, it hurts so much. Because Rual is the only one in the group susceptible to the acid rain. It can get very dangerous if I'm not careful. But it does take a while for it to build up to being that dangerous. Here, Rual, just consider it a big motivator that you're in acid rain right now and it burns like hell for you to unlock that door. Imagine actually being rewarded like 1,000 living cats instead of money. I don't want that at anyone. It'd be adorable for like 3 seconds and you'd be like going, oh my god, there's too many cats. Alright, so this is actually a pretty hard one for us to break into. You see the acid... What just... Why did you... Oh, they all ran up to bandage Rual because he's getting burned alive slowly by the acid rain. And that said, we do have 70% protection. So, at the rate Rual is taking damage, that's only about 1/4 to 1/5 the normal rate. It's actually one of the fun things that if you build your base in this area and you piss off the Holy Nation, or you build your base in Venge and you piss off the Holy Nation, you could literally just, when they get knocked unconscious, they're not getting back up ever. Because while they will have like the bandages and recovery and all that, the acid rain will undo any progress they make. Alright, so get all of you out of the way for just a second. Because I don't know, some of these you can go into and they're not a bad time, and some of you go into them and they are a bad time. We got 2 guards on the left that are like 30 to 40. Yeah, so this mod is just very clever in that these are usually like unprotected and all that. Versus these have real solid protection. So that's one I'll want to return to once you're armed. Reprogramming workshop. Got ancient ruin up there. Is acidic, is rain always acidic? No. Some places rain's fine, some places it's acidic. It depends on the zone. Like, for example, the Deadlands has acidic rain, the Burning Forest has acidic rain. I think the Unwanted Zone has acidic rain. There's one of these other ones. I think Ashlands has acidic rain. Said we can't come here. This is the Deadlands. It's not a place for humans. Try me. I will run to the acidic rain. It's okay. But the Deadlands is a really good place for snagging a bunch of good resources. It's just, you know, a smidge dangerous. Like I said, this is one of those places that on the normal vanilla game, there's a lot of good loot you can get in here pretty easily. Versus right now where we're doing this mod, they've had a lot of the places that were the easy snatch and grab kind of places with low danger. They've added a bunch of enemies so that way it was a little bit more balanced, you know, risk versus reward. Okay, so we do have dangerous enemies in here, but doesn't look like there's very many. So I think we fight this one. So that thing hits hard and hits fast, by the way. So we do have a risk of randomly having one of our people get killed immediately. JD, you grab its circuit boards and all that, so it can't get back up. Did we lose someone? Yep. So we're gonna reload because Dragos died in that fight. That is just one of the dangers. They hit like trucks and they hit fast. Have any named characters died this run? Not yet. We are save scumming quite a bit, so if I take someone into a fight and they die, we just reload. It is just one of those things that's not like RimWorld where replacing a pawn that's died, while inconvenient, isn't that big a deal. In this game, if you start leveling a character up and they die, it could set you back like 100 hours real easy. Some of them were still on block. Alright, so we'll try this again. Because it just does hit hard enough that it can be a problem. Allison, you could grab its attention. Okay, same plan as last. Never mind, JD is knocked out. Why are all my good fighters in the back? Okay. Draconic, grab that. And the only reason I'm grabbing it is because when you take those parts, Longclaw died that time, so let's just go ahead and reload that. And Dragos died that time. And that'll be less of a problem as our characters gain toughness, because they'll take less damage per hit. Man, that's one of the things this mod did, is it did tune up the damage that the enemies do. And I have actually debated going into settings to try and bring it back down to be about what Kenshi normally is. Because normally those things don't hit you for like 177 sometimes. Which is one of the reasons I keep turning around when I push into some of these places. Is just going, oh, wait a second. That thing hits hard. It one-shot Rual out of the gate. Okay, you know what we're doing? We're not going in there. We're casualty every fight, and that was very cleanly a one-tap. So we're just going to wait until we have some actual armor. I do feel like that was a deliberate decision to nerf dodging, because in the vanilla game, dodging gets to be extremely overpowered. That you can run around with like ridiculous amounts of dodge and almost like no clothing whatsoever, and it's mostly viable. You'll still run into some enemies that'll be a problem, that are just hard to deal with the dodging on it. So instead, we're gonna go to town real fast. Alright, so one thing on our agenda is to get some armor at some point. Now the downside is a lot of the Deadlands. The last rebout of the sane skeleton kind. Sane, you know we're likely to get killed by skeletons here. I would like to run by, please. That may be true, but in general, you're more likely to get killed by bandits than by skeletons. Acid rain, find cover. Now that I don't believe. I wish I could tell who was saying who. It's true. With every attempt I undertake westward, I have to beset by bandits in every step of the way. And meanwhile, we're all just sitting back there, like, screaming about acid everywhere. Oh, I believe the water here is, like, super not a good time. There are lots of starvers and dust bandits, I'll admit. Alright, let's watch Rual's health. It could be that he goes in this water and it's instantly a bad time. Yeah, look at those health bars just dip. I think we'll be fine. Yeah, but you're a skeleton, so you don't need to worry about acid rain. The real danger, in my experience, is the flesh thievers that patrol the southern reaches. I will not advise controlling them like, this water, it's also acid. Status. Acid. You are submersed in acid. Get out of there as soon as you can. Look. Why? I'm getting tougher. What about the security spiders? I'd call them a threat. What? Those lumbering behemoths? I'm a skeleton with squeaky joints and I could sneak past past their noses. And meanwhile, Rual is just constantly screaming as he's bathed in acid. It's fine. Sometimes you just gotta take a little acid bath. Sadly, acid doesn't level toughness. Yeah, if it did though, I feel like that'd be way too easy to cheese. Because it'd be like, oh, I want to level up toughness. You just get your characters to all take a dip in the acid lake until they get low on health and then get back out. You know, have them sit in bed and recover, and then dip back in the acid lake. Which feels real messed up, but in Kenshi standards, about checks out, considering what people do with the peeler. For those who don't know what the peeler is, we saw one yesterday on stream in Whistler's area. It's a machine that if you put someone in, it works on removing their skin. By that I mean it attacks every part of the character's body. But there are people who want to cybernetic out their entire party. And the issue with cybernetic out your party is you have to lose the limbs before you're allowed to replace the limbs. It's not like RimWorld where you can just hit a button and the limb pops right off kind of thing. They put the new one on. So what you do in this game is you put a person in a peeler with a bunch of people bandaging them. And since they'll prioritize bandaging the head, the torso, that area first, like the vital organs, the limbs get last billing, so it tears them all off. Again, by means of trying to peel it off. And then you put on your cybernetic limbs after, you know, they have what in real life would be mind-shattering levels of torture. The which the world has never seen and hopefully never will see. Alright. So, there's two recruitable skeletons that I'm familiar with here. There's Lionheart and Sad Neil. Sad Neil is wonderful. Not as beloved as Beep. Not even close. But certainly there's something. So if I remember correctly, Sad Neil is usually looming around here. There we go. I mean, that kind of execution was a thing. They used to cut slabs. Yeah, but it's the fact of, like, continuously bandaging so you wouldn't die during that process. See, Sad Neil, another visitor. They all blend into one after a few hundred years. Then, after a few thousand, everything as predictable to me as the other. Isn't it dull? Dull enough to make you mope hopelessly in a dead-end town, while the rest of your kind prattle on about seized sprockets and rusted knees in an endless orgy of You know, ailment, resentment, sigh. And I would say it's dull, but moping in this town won't make it any less dull. I tried going back outside once. Smelled funny. There were too many flies. Not to mention all the killing. Oh, and that's right. Cannibalism. It's an awful place. Maybe you just need a dream to live for. I've had dreams. None ended well. Dreams are silly things. I wouldn't recommend. How about working for me? I could show you excitement. I hate excitement. Go on. I'll join you. Only because I'm weak and I give in easily to peer pressure. And we've got our newest recruit, Sad Neil. Who is sometimes a lot of fun, and sometimes you're like, Sad Neil, I really need you to tone it down a little bit. There's a level of sadness that I do need you to kind of bring it back in a little bit. All right. So we could sell the hides and all that we gathered. But yeah, so if you sell stuff here, as I recall, stuff like skeleton eye and steel and components like electronics, like all that kind of stuff, are usually very heavily marked up here, which is a good thing for us. Meanwhile, Sad Neil, I'm gonna go ahead and have you shop here real fast. You go and get yourself 2 repair kits. Let's check everyone's inventory. I want everyone to have at least 2 repair kits. I don't care if they have more than that, but I want at least 2 in everyone's pocket. And that's perfect. Everyone has at least 2. Cool. Alright, so that was Sad Neil. Now, the thing that this place is amazing for is when you come to this location, there's not a whole lot of stores in the area. You already love him? Yeah, Sad Neil I enjoy as a character. There's sometimes his dialogue, you're just like, come on, Sad Neil, I need you to give me a break, buddy. So, the reason why this place is nice is if we walk in and we talk to a human. Not every day I get a human customer, but sure, we've got plenty of parts that should fit fine indeed. Did you travel all this way just for my expertise? Gosh, I'm flattered. I don't blame you though, human. Flesh is good for nothing but rotting. Where was I going with this? Right, that's what it was. Guess you're looking to buy some parts, or maybe you're looking to repair? I can fix anything, trust me, years of experience. Everybody thinks they're a robotics expert these days, I bet, but they've got nothing on the robotics capital of the land, believe you me. We're right in the pilgrimage, hundreds of miles just to seek me out. I'm really good at this stuff. Where was I going with this? Let's see what you've got. So the reason why you go here is this dude carries some of the best cybernetic limbs. They cost a small fortune. Like, I could buy this one, and it is straight up all my money. But you got like that. We could go, this is something I'm debating doing on Rual, is getting the blade legs. Like specialist blade legs, where we get 39 or unarmed damage on both our legs. And then potentially doing the same with the, why is that one different? It's not just me. This one is distinctly different looking. Is it because it's the left leg? It just weirdly has a different graphic? Okay, sure. Yeah, it's like 39 damage per leg, but $84,000. I can't afford it. But yeah, so you get the idea. They've got really snazzy stuff here. But that said, that's not in the immediate budget. unfortunately. So that's one thing you go down here for is your top-of-the-line cybernetics. But you also have down here one of the best places to buy weapons in the entire game. Are we going thief mode and stealing all the good stuff? Oh yeah, no, I actually don't do that, because the way you usually do thief mode is just, you know, go up to the thing, oh, here's a super valuable thing. Okay, I've got these odds of getting it. Oh, that'll be some serious money down there. Let me in on this fight. It's mine. I want those components. How's Rual doing, by the way? Rual's in pretty rough shape because of the acid rain. Alright. And Rual has gone down because I had, like, no life because of, you know, standing in acid rain all day. Yeah, and that's, if you really want to just cheese the game, just, you know, gaining your stats and thievery and all that, you could just make money appear super easily. Alright, so that should go down soon. That is the one downside of martial arts, is martial arts is terrible on skeletons and machines. So that's one of the reasons why we're not getting a lot of damage. And the other reason we're not getting a lot of damage is we got a bunch of people who are fairly new to fighting. That's big and annoying. Okay. So it's not actually a backpack. Fair enough. Yeah, so that'll be worth... Yeah, so you see the price here is 200% its normal price, where normally I would get an average of $3,600. Here I'm going to get almost $12,000. Same with that. The iron plates aren't worth much, though, so we're not going to grab those. Alright. Stop just backing up. Alright. We'll start mixing our weapons up a little bit. And the reason we're going to be doing that is by mixing the weapons up a little bit here and there, we'll be able to go and make it so we don't have like one particular enemy that's the thing we're weak against or the thing we're strong against kind of thing. I mean, look, you don't have any equipment, right? Yeah. Because as you can see, we're running into something we're weak against, kind of thing. We just have way more stats and way more people. Alright, so let's do this not in the acid rain, please. Oh. Hey, I guess scratch that, do it there. I forgot Sad Neil's actually unconscious. Because Sad Neil's actually not a very strong person to start with. We'll get there, though. Alright, so there's a couple things here we care about. The big ones are, we've got Lionheart here somewhere. Just gotta find him. He runs around, so he's a little tricky to pin down. I vaguely remember Lionheart being pretty decent. Not as strong as these Arbiters were that we've found, but solid. Now, one thing is that these are named people, so the only way I can, Oh, those are private, so we can't use those. Where are you, Lionheart? That's Quinn. He's the salesperson. I know I've recruited Lionheart here a number of times. I want to say he looks like that model there. I don't believe he usually works the lines. That's like half of this place. There's just so many skeletons running around here, finding the skeleton you can recruit among the pile. I was wondering if maybe my people were standing on him, but I guess not. Unless he's not here? I don't think he patrols. I'm pretty sure he just patrols in this room. I'm pretty sure he doesn't go upstairs or anything like that. Huh. I mean, I'm not super upset if we don't find him. Let's go look for the ones walking around, because like I said, I know he walks around the area. Oh well, that's fine. If we don't see him, we'll just talk to Quinn and do our shopping. Because we already know we can, like, recruit people at will kind of thing. That's fine, we don't worry about it. I know where he is. Maybe it could be a thing that he's not here on this. He's a pretty generically just decent, like pretty decent skeleton that you can recruit pretty easy. Alright, so it's shopping time. Welcome, please excuse the mess. Anything shiny, Dackords, a simpleton really. I'm sure his mind was fried when he got hit in the head back during the Chaos Age. Trying times, I'm sure you remember. Old magazines, fragments, and old wreckages. Funny-shaped rocks. We don't have anything much of use here, but then, of course, an old man's junk is another man's treasure. What can I help you with? Let's see what you got. And he has some of the absolute best weapons in the entire game. Alright, so Rual is going to stay on martial arts. Let's start looking at stats. So you are best with sabers or martial arts. Let's go ahead. Can you check the song? This one sounds familiar. Oh, actually, no, exclamation mark song I don't think works with Firebot. This is Hold My Hand Again by 6th Street and Leo. Let's check the Arbiters. So, you're best with blunt weapons, which I don't really want to go that way because of, with the blunt weapons, you don't gain dexterity off of those much. But heavy weapons. Alright, so this Arbiter is going to get a heavy weapon. I still prefer a heavy weapon that has some amount of, sharpness to it, so we still gain stats. Wow, you have a weird selection this time. I mean, I guess it's a mod. Oh, also you can buy AI cores directly from them. Which that reminded me, I've got those parts in here somewhere. What happened to you? You're still here. You're in the home team. We've got multiple teams of people now. Some that are out and about fighting and some that stay at home. Okay. You physically can't afford those, so let's go back to the Arbiter. So you... Heavy weapons. Alright, well that's kind of a problem that you don't really have much in the way of heavy weapons that aren't just straight up blunt. I know there's like a really big sword you can get that is a heavy weapon, but I guess not. So we'll go ahead and look at the next one. What's your stats? You... Pole arms will be the one, because I don't want to go with blunt. So you'll get a pole arm. Yeah, so we can go with the heavy pole arm, I think is what we'll do. That's a Mark 1, and that's a Mark 3. So there goes a big chunk of change. Alright, and meanwhile for you... You're best with sabers, that's easy enough to combinate. Let's just go with the Desert Saber. It's an all-round good saber. It's good about just about everything alive. Like, all like, the animals it seems to be good with. Let's check what our sabers we've got. I mean, or we could just do a straight-up saber. Yeah, I could just do, like, the straight-up, nothing special, just a good saber. Granted, this is one that's amazing. Like, basically, this is amazing on all of the animals. Oh. Oh, you're really good. Whew, 39,000. Basically we have the people who are out on tour are the robot people. Because then I don't have to worry about stuff like acid rain. Alright, and then we got Sentient Cookie. What do we got for you for skills? Literally, you're only good at martial arts. We're going to keep you on martial arts. A lot of the lower level ones are going to have martial arts as their skill. So you're still martial arts as well. You're pretty decent with pole arms, so I think I'll give you a pole arm to offset so we don't have everyone doing martial arts. We'll also give you a heavy pole arm as well, because that's a nice, well-rounded pole arm. Versus having all stats one way or the other. You will give you a saber as well. That's gonna about wipe us out financially. Yeah, and there's a heavy weapons sword that we'll probably get for our heavy weapons people. Alice in Adventures can take a hacker. So let's see if we can't get a cheap hacker for Alice in Adventures. It has to be like 2,000 or less. We're just gonna have to loot one. We're looking for a hacker. You're gonna stay martial arts because you're terrible at everything. Sad Neil can do katanas. What was our first arbiter that we didn't equip anything? What did you have? Yeah, so get 2 heavy weapons and a katana to fill in some of the gaps. Alright. So with that, we did our shopping trip to get a bunch of just good damage type stuff. So that should help a lot of, splitting it up so we're not one damage type and all that. We'll also definitely need to eventually, switch up our armor and all that to be more than just like geese and all that. We'd actually take a hit. Poor Rual. Just running through here screaming the entire time from the acid rain. I missed what that message was. Just make sure it's not an attack. Okay. Alright. So we still have a lot of people who are... you know, doing martial arts not. We do have a nice mix of stuff now. Please stop pushing him into the acid so Rual doesn't go to drop kick them into the acid. Alright, so let's take a quick look at what they had equipment-wise. So they've got a heavy weapon. So the downside with that heavy weapon is we won't gain dexterity on whoever gets it. But I do think it's worth getting our people into the categories we're going to have them in, so... Who was the one you're going... Oh, that will be the one that has heavy weapons? Was it Sadneil? So we have martial arts, Rongor. Not good. We have the Arbiter here. That. Oh, you had blunt. Yeah, we definitely don't want to go with the blunt weapons at all. Because we won't gain dexterity from that. So you can go ahead and take that for now. So you're using a heavy weapon. Alright, so this is another ruin that's got a bunch of the robots at it. Looks like poor... Oh, we discovered another ruin. I was like, you mean we just now discovered the ruin right in front of us? Poor Rual is going to have to swim into this place. Or not, we can go around. There's 17 of them in there. I feel like that's pretty doable as long as they don't have mounted turrets. They do have mounted turrets. I don't feel particularly good of us taking that, because it's not just one, they got a couple of them. I think we come back when you have armor. Those mounted guns, they're just gonna piecemeal. Because they're still high enough that they're a threat, and then poor Rual is just barely hanging in here. Oh, good. Swimming in the acid again. How much did that lower you? Oh, good. Like 10. Excellent. Now, imagine if I had my original party who was all susceptible to the acid rain, and not many people had any clothing that had any protection to them. Skeleton repair kit. Skeleton repair kit. I don't really care about the others that much. Alright, let's get to the Grey Desert and out of the acid rain before Rual has to be carried out of here. Alright. But this is low-key actually a good place to build a base if you want to never have to worry about raiders. There's a couple pretty rough areas you can build in, but it is one that you have to prepare before you can come here, that you have to get your hydroponics before you move into the area. But then when you move in, when groups like Holy Nation attack and all that, you can almost lock the doors and just keep them busy. And between the acid rain wearing them out and then, you know, whatever damage you do yourself, it's fine. It's also those places where you knock them down and they're not getting back up. Because the acid rain will be burning them the whole time and their armor gives them, like, no defense to acid rain. Alright, let's run in here real quick. Okay, so I can buy a couple of those. So there's a tiny backpack for Sad Neil, a tiny backpack for you. And that's the tiny backpacks. We can go to this place, because I haven't given any of my people the capes or anything like that. I totally forgot that was a thing that a lot of mods added, was an extra backpack slot for capes and belts and whatnot. Why aren't you letting me go in there? Okay, I guess we won't go in there. Kenshi is like, can't do that. I won't let you. It's fine. I don't really have enough money to buy anything anyways. I think we get like one cape and then we'd be spent. Alright, so now that we've gone from one awful place for Rual to be, that Rual will struggle to survive, let's go to the other one. Let's start hunting in Venge. And our target is going to be the old control tower. The old control tower is a useful one because there is a particularly good skeleton when we can recruit inside there, and there's a pretty high bounty in there to collect as well. The downside is there are armies and armies of skeletons to fight. Oh, and giant sky lasers. The lasers only hurt Rual though, so it's okay. Yeah, it's like there's one satellite that's not working, but the other one's still running. Dang you, other one. The other what? The other eye. We can't survive here for long. We have to move quickly. Not true. Skeletons are immune. But yeah, so this is Venge. Why don't you guys ever explain anything properly? Yeah, so this is an awful place. This is another very popular place to build bases. It's very, unless Genesis makes him not immune. No, the skeletons are immune. But Rual here isn't. Back here, Rual is flesh bag. Rual is not immune, and just got out of bathing in acid rain constantly. So what we're trying to do is make our way to the old control tower. Because there's a bounty to go, there's an extra person to get there, all that kind of good stuff. But the catch we gotta deal with is there will be the weak thralls that run around the area. They're not particularly strong enemies, but they come into decent-sized groups. And then the sky lasers. Now, to be clear, one of the other catches with this place is the sky lasers only run during the day. So at night you can run around safely. The issue is at night there's animals that come out that are a bit rough. Is there any buildings intact? Yes, there is a building intact if I need to shelter for the day on Rual. Yes, there's some weak thralls over there. They usually come in bigger groups though, like 20 or 30. So we've got a saber. Is that what you needed? No. We had another person here who needed a weapon that was at least decent with sabers. There's so many people here. Ah, right, you were decent with sabers. We'll have you grab that saber, Rongor. But you'll be looking for better. Staff we won't worry about. Oh yeah, someone needed a hacker, didn't we? Because that long cleaver will work for a hacker. Nope. Nope. So it's Allison Adventures was the one who could use the hacker. Alright, so a lot of these things actually have decent value, like these generator cores and all that. I'm not going to grab all those. All of them, because honestly, we make really good money doing all this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to... Well, we'll grab the skeleton eye. Those don't weigh hardly anything, and those are real big bank. I think the CPU units are actually good money, too. We're just going to grab the really good stuff that's not super expensive. Because a lot of these things we actually make now. Repair kit, CPU, repair kit, you can't pick it up. CPU, repair kit. Alright, so we got a bunch of repair kits, a bunch of CPUs, and a couple of skeleton eyes. So grab just the big dollar items. Staff, hacker, saber, and spiked club. Actually, spiked club's worth some money. I'll save a weapon's sell price is over $1,000. We'll grab it if I can. Otherwise, we'll leave it. All right. Taking out some little packs of Ruals and all. Let's go ahead and start going through people's inventories and stacking these all in their bags. You don't have a bag yet. Okay. Oh, got a group of thralls coming up from behind us. Alright. Nardragus got knocked down. A lot of chest hits from the looks of it. Got some more thralls straggling in. That's fine. We're pretty well set up for fighting these now. The big thing is worried about the war of attrition, where we get weakened and weakened and weakened and don't really recruit very well. And then we do have some new recruits who don't really have a lot of stats to them yet. So let's start doing an inventory real fast. Because sometimes you'll find like a higher grade weapon. And we are shopping at the moment. I believe actually, and I should have been checking and I haven't been, I believe in vanilla sometimes these thralls will have limbs you can take off of them. Sometimes. It's not super freak. It'd be like the main one of a group might have it or whatever. Now you do careful inventory. We're gonna do one more pass, just watching, because this will be gray. This will be like a slightly brighter color on the limbs if there's one we can take, because those limbs end up being really good money. All right, so nothing more to be said there. And it could be that Genesis got rid of it because that was one of the things I was like, this is a little unbalanced that you could do this. All right. But I've actually set up bases in Venge before. There's a couple little pockets like this that actually do technically have some water and everything at it. Oh, sounds like Tomb is home. Oh, I realize it's 9:30. All right, give me a moment, chat. I gotta run down. My wife is home and all that, so I gotta run down, welcome her home and all do that. So this is the little break I usually take during stream. Usually lasts somewhere in the ballpark about 5 minutes, and then this is the last like break that happens during the entire stream, which is over 9 hours. But thank you again for tuning in. I'll be back here in just a couple minutes. I think it is actually only 2 or 3 zombies on the outside. The inside, that is sheer terror on the inside. Oh my god. Holy hell. Yeah, I completely retract my statement that I was like, I don't think there's 30,000 zombies in there by the numbers I'm seeing. Backwards since you had dice roll. Oh no, it's when you win the roll, so arguably you get more consistent amounts of maintenance if you have higher maintenance. Thank you for the follow, Psy Omegas. Welcome to the stream. Mayhaps not be a jerk about it. Okay, I got some. And that's why you hold shift when you hear the noise. Don't you do that. Ooh. Well, I'm amped. Who's amped?
Left again. Keep going. Keep going into the garage.
It moving. Oh, you are too
find
late.
Some Tupperware or hide behind the truck.
Oh, you're
Either
safe.
one.
It's not hunting anymore.
Oh, okay. Oh, Pank got away by like
It sounds like we're by
nothing.
ourselves.
So prisoner, begin converting them. So let's see. They're a tough child. And they want to be in the mines. Alright. That thematically fits this in a very uncomfortable sort of way. Okay. Good job, man. So we got a bamboo really going, you know what? That's gonna be an immediate problem. I can't move. I am physically one with the emeralds. The emeralds are me. I am the emerald. Help. I regret this decision. Unstuck. I mean, I'll try and blow up more if I can get my hands on more utilities that can blow up. Can I get more dynamite? I'm about to go up. Everything has stopped moving. What have we done? It's going to be an emerald eruption. Look at them continuing to expand frame by frame. They're continuing to launch into space. Oh god, what is this? Why? I have a frame. I have individual frame. Look at the height those things got. Just let it settle down. Okay. Surprisingly, didn't instantly go slideshow again. And since there's two sides that airlock, this shouldn't be really that bad. Well, we've lost. I thought we had depressurized it.
This event may be recorded for training and quality.
So that's the thing that confused me, is we depressurized it, and was exposed to the entire opening. Well, and that brings the end of our hard space shipbreaker run. Okay, and the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna declare a variable. And we're going to declare that variable of a type integer. And we're going to set its value to input 1. Don't forget your semicolon. You do your best, Semi. You got this, buddy. They're totally dead. Alright. Could you not bang in that door? I would like you to keep... I want the door. Stop hitting the door. I want the door. Thank you. That's fine. It's good enough. Alright. Hey, train, could you not? Hey, train, please. Train. No. This is not my stop, train. I don't want to go this way. Let me free. Alright, so we're going to... Oh, God. And. We just need to straighten it out, and everything will be fine. Alright, I'm gonna do something I know is not gonna end well, but I'm gonna be cursed until it happens. It counts. It counts. Yeah. Your child will be 100% safe in that treehouse. I wish it kept the treehouse up there. And we could build a bridge that stands. But it takes an engineer to build the bridge that barely stands. Alright. I have a potato harvest all... It's fine. The squealing tires mean that that we're making good time.
Well, he certainly doesn't need that anymore.
Man. Nicely done. I have been claimed by the landmines in many a place. Now, if only you kids could pick up litter this efficiently, we'd have the cleanest town in this side of Gem Sea. Vote for Mayor Lewis, my jokes are terrible. And now, the winner of this year's egg hunt is... Give me my hat. Do it. Jas and Vincent. Wait, hang on. Hold up. Oh, right. Let's see. Again. Alright. We're undergoing Kenshi, and then Zoe said, like, stop screaming. I don't even know what that was from. The stop screaming. I missed the context because, as you know, welcoming Tomb home. Are we just gonna be able to, like, roll into this place?
Take a sip. What's the worst that could happen?
This feels not right. In the previous time we streamed this is one of the targets we hit, and it was like an absolute slog fighting into this place. You wanted to see the rest of the clip? Oh, it's just... Oh, right. There was a shortcut key to reset textures or whatever, because remember this place really got dicey with the textures sometimes. Or not textures, where it's, collision detection was. Alright. But thank you for the welcome back. Huh. I could have sworn I had to fight my whole way in here last time. Oh, that's dirty. Okay. Okay, game. That is some BS right there. So normally these guys are split between the 3 floors, so you can like nitpick away at them little by little. Instead they packed them all in, so you walk in here and you're fighting the whole group. Okay. All right. So you're the main one. Oh. That's interesting. So they've got multiple named ones up here. We've got these 2 bounties, whereas before I think it was just Ponk. So they changed this place up. Alright, so this is a spicy thing, because a lot of the weaker thralls, no big deal. These 2, this one here, Screamer the False, that guy is gonna be rough. because he's got 60s and 50s for stats. I think one of my arbiters is kind of in his league. Yeah, we got 2 of our arbiters are kind of in his league, and then a lot of the other. Look at all that money. Oh yeah, there's a reason we're here. That's not taking into consideration the loot in here and our good friend here, Angu, who. That's gonna be Rual's stats. All right, so what we're going to try and do is I'm going to try and take this in a way I probably shouldn't. Is I'm going to try and sneak in here and rescue Agnew, because that'll be an extra person for us. Even though his martial arts are terrible, he's got a lot of strength. Do I have a weapon I could give him, though? No one... Yes, we do. I'm going to go back down here real fast. We're going to grab that club from Rongor, and we're going to give that to Rual to give to Agnew, so Agnew actually has a weapon going into this fight, because Agnew is terrible at martial arts. Has like no dodge to speak of. But the rest of his stats, to me, implies that he'd actually hold up pretty decently in a fight. What tasty morsels? Everything's robots. I don't know what you're talking about. They're all robots. You don't either? Then why do you say these things? Alright. Hey, Pronder, how's it going? Oh. I see. So you just automatically joined me. So let's unlock your shackles. So that automatically reacted. Really, Punk, clean your eyes. You've been at the bench too long. Well, everyone's gonna be in combat here, so Jig's up. Rual's in the deep end. Oh, Rual does drop that. That will massively penalize your damage. Okay, grab the club, run over to Agnew, give that to Agnew. Agnew, start trying to take off your shackles. So I think they're all... Okay, so I think all of the people are going to fight him and not, like, the main group. So they might just, like, weirdly have managed to isolate it to just one of them. Which is good, because he's the second most dangerous one in here. Leave the thralls. It's their job, not mine. Yet you ran down here to... Wait, stop beating up Sadnil. Darth Dragos has died. Where were you that you died? Well, we'll just reload that. We definitely need to get armor for these people. Stuff hits way harder in this mod, and it's getting us killed again and again. Which I do think is a good thing for the purposes of actually forcing you to put some armor on your people. Because it used to be between toughness and dodge, you could get away with just about anything. Wait, did it move you around? Hang on. Okay, I thought I saw like 3 looming. Where are you going? Oh, you're doing that whole thing. That's fine. Alright, so. Loot Agnew. Pass them this. Quick save. So we'll take the shackles off first this time. Because we take the shackles off first. Then when we let Agnew out, Agnew is able to fight. I wonder if I pick him up instead of freeing him and run down here, if it'll still trigger. Okay, and I think it was just because Agnew's stealth is so terrible that it kicked off the fight right away. So what are your stats as we go and we do this? So you actually aren't particularly good with a lot of weapons, but that's okay. You have an absurd amount of strength, though. Like, really, really absurd amount of strength. Alright. So what will be my best way of approaching this fight? As we got ourselves a new recruit. Take your jobs off, all of you. Alright. But you've had way too much fun unlocking shackles and cages at slave traders. Just to watch them try to run and get sent back for more lockpick medical XP. That gets dark. For me, it is a thing that I deliberately try to set up so I can free a bunch of them very quickly at the same time. Because then a bunch of them will, instigate fights and all that, and, you can get some away. Alright, so what I'm going to try and do this time is I am going to have Rual try and sneak in, maybe knock out 2 more people. So we've got our 2 wanted people here. I can knock out most of the other thralls. But it's this one here is the big danger, or sorry, not him. That one there's the big danger, is this screamer. So I'm gonna try hitting you, which is gonna fail. Which is gonna fail. I mean, you're all hostile to me. Alright, bring them all down here. You all hold position for a minute. Rual, bring them down. I said hold position for a minute, friends. Alright. And then meanwhile... get him. All right. Kenshi, let's go. Sir? Sir? I need you to get out of the train, sir. That's illegal. So you're the lowest toughness right now, Agnew, so you're gonna go pick him up. Ooh, we're gonna take that weapon, though. Grab your repair kit. Okay, Agnew, what are your stats equipment-wise? I want to see... So you're pretty blunt, like you're pretty even across the board, so let's get rid of that. You can have his incredibly good saber, and congratulations, you're now a saber user. This is the ancient lab from last night? No. This is the control tower in the Venge. Doesn't look that bad. Yeah. Alright, so we got the first of the most dangerous enemies out of here. So Agnew here is going to be left on hold position down there, as are pretty much everyone here except for Rual. Because we're baiting the stuff down here, so that we could try and split it up. Because fortunately they're facing the other way. So the interesting consideration... Wait, can I just knock you out? Is that really... Okay, I was about to say, it's like, don't tell me I got like 79% chance of knocking out the main guy and just walking off with him, because that does happen. Alright. Why is this okay? This doesn't feel like it should work at all like this. Oh, Kenshi. Never change. So the thing is, they only stay unconscious for a moment. But I am actually building this up enough, I might be able to just, like, literally knock this guy out. And then take him. It didn't even play the animation, he got scared, that's all. Alright, we come back for that long cleaver. How long do I have till they reboot? Still 30 seconds. Well, 10 seconds on that one. But the big thing is we're disarming them, which will massively weaken their ability to fight back. He's got in and immediately knew where you were. Yep. I mean, it's a popular location because you get Agnew here. Please hurry. Please hurry. They've all been disarmed. Alright, so Rual's gonna run around this way. Let's see if we can't do this. This would be amazing if I can pull this off. Uh-huh. This is reasonable. Well, mighty nice fight we've had here, buddy. Mighty nice fight. I guess because we didn't aggro him, the others didn't get aggroed. Yes, we just knocked out the leader and just walked away. I'm gonna send the others up there to go beat him up. To beat up all the other ones for the XP. So it's not quite that silly. Meanwhile, we grabbed the Matau, however you say that, Matau quality heavy pole arm. So who was the one using the heavy pole arms here? We actually had a couple people. So you have one that's an MK3 quality. So you pass the really good one back. Can you just inventory that or something? Of course it's too long. Is there anyone else who doesn't have a weapon still who pole arms are decent? Oh, such a cookie. Yeah, you can have pole arm. There you go. Because how you could have called? Gotcha. Alright, so you put down Screamer the False or whatever he is. Sad Neil, you pick him up. Okay, so you two stay out of this. You got 40,000 in bounties on you. I want to make sure those stay secured. The rest of you, you're no longer on hold, friends. It's time to fight. Yep, I did a quick save. And now is where it's an absolute slaughter. As we took away all their weapons and left them under-equipped and just obliterate. You can't watch, he loves all little moving things. Yep. Alright, meanwhile we got a good long cleaver, so let's look through our people who have equipment. So Sad Neil. That'd be a hacker. Oh, Sad Nearly actually okay with katanas. So you've got a not as good one. Let's have you drop that and grab that one. So you just got an upgrade weapons-wise. Where are you going? Stop it. Stop walking across the entire map. Is anyone else seeing the link as first? I don't... What link? The link as first. Sorry, not really sure what's going on. So you have all the weapons we dropped there. Grab the skeleton eye. Jeevel's comment. Oh yeah. I'm actually surprised. Oh no, it's because we changed the way we were filtering it. I was gonna say, I was actually surprised it got through because a lot of times Twitch will absolutely detect anything even potentially mistaken. Oh hey, Rongor's stuck. Pick up Rongor. Take him over here, put him back down. That's a real common problem. Skeleton eye, CPU unit, CPU unit. Skeleton eye. Stop, I can't see when you do that. That was a capacitor. I don't actually think I want the capacitor. No, get out of here. CPU unit. We got a bunch of maps to a bunch of awful places. So, Bugmaster's map, we already know that one. Got old treasures. Actually, what was that map worth? Okay, we could sell the Bugmaster's map. That's actually worth some money. Oh good, we can repair ourselves here. Okay. What's been put because no space? You delete it because of the real website? Yeah. That's a whole thing that happens that normally we have the filter set up so anything that has like the dot no space get automatically detected. Alright. So you're good. The big thing I have to watch is I don't think we can climb into the bed while carrying someone. Ooh, give me the ancient book. Masterwork crossbow. I mean, we'll certainly take it. If no other reason, I will definitely sell it, if nothing else. Okay, we're all starting unlocking that. Rongar can get out of the way. Your inventory is basically full. You two are all fixed. You get in. You get in. Ooh, AI cores. Those are huge. Hey, Dragos, you go grab that. AI cores are the highest tech research item. Alright, so you're done. Got a bunch of maps and research and all that stuff. Okay, so... It's a saber worth 2,700. What are your stats here? Oh, wasn't Sadneil the one that had some katana skill and nothing else? Yeah. So Sadneil's gonna pop in here and grab that saber. How do you use the AI core? It's just like the books when you do the research. Some stuff will say like, "Hey, I need an AI core." Like it's the highest tech stuff requires it. A Manslayer polearm. Polearm designed by the crab people to counter the Reavers. Okay. It is a polearm that is specifically good against human and animal targets. We'll take a look at that. You will take that long sword. That's a saber, not a katana. Well, never mind. Are you good with polearms by chance? You are not. What about you? Nope. Was it Sentient Cookie we gave polearm? So you had a Mark III heavy. So Mark 1. So I'll have Sentient Cookie give the Mark III heavy over to, I think it was Longclaw? Sentient Cookie can give... Oh, you're in the bed. So you'll give that to Longclaw to give Longclaw a bit of a better weapon. Longclaw will just... I don't know with that. It's got... We'll just keep it there. Then Sentient Cookie can grab the Manslayer Spear to give us a weapon specifically good against humans and animals. Meanwhile, anyone else who's not topped off? Yeah, Dragos can get in the bed. Longclaw can get in the bed to recover their stats. You don't really care about any of that. Alright. More electronics junk. Bunch of the robots got back up. Deal with that in a moment. So some inventory space. Okay. Alright. What other boxes do we have laying around here we can get into? No boxes tucked away behind things that we didn't already recognize. Did we get that one? No, we did not. Alright. So, you two should be all fixed. You can pop in here. You can pop in there. So Sadneil and Agnew are not going to get into those. So this looks like it's very profitable. Oh, it is great. And the reason I'm not going to have them pop in there, they are carrying people, and they have done, like, one fight, so they shouldn't have a whole lot of wear and tear on them yet. And I'd rather not risk that I drop the person, they immediately wake up and start running away. Earlier today, you finished testing some code for some cloud furniture. You made Fracking Universe and Starbound. Gotcha. That's cool. So you get in. Yeah, so we're just doing all the repair on our wear and tear damage on our characters. Like you made the arts, then the code? Nice. So I'll also have to check where they're wanted. Hopefully it's not Holy Nation territory. If it is Holy Nation territory, what that does mean I'll have to do to turn the bounties is I'll have to run one of my other people who have no augmented limbs back, probably 2 of them, so it'll remain base people down here to pick up those people and take them in, because everyone in this party will be attacked by the Holy Nation with like no anything else they do, because they have cybernetic limbs or are skeletons themselves. All right, man. Some of you, like Draconic Dork, was at over 50, wear on their chest. That's one of the things you gotta do with the skeletons every once in a while. Is you just gotta drop back and patch yourselves up, kind of thing. Yeah, so we are going to be going back to the base after this, because we got a lot of stuff I need to get back to the base. Alright. So get everyone down. Actually, we haven't fully searched the building. What am I doing? 2nd floor. Is there anything we're stealing here? Don't care about the circuit boards. Ancient book. We want the ancient book. More ancient books. All right. Oh, I would have felt really bad if we hadn't checked this. We apparently found the research floor. There we got an engineer's map, so let's just read that immediately. I didn't expect to see one of you down here. Alright. Just power cores and capacitors. Oh, there's a treasure chest I would have missed. I don't have the inventory space for this. Please, game. Actually, I do. I lied. Alright, looks like we fully explored this floor. Let's go down one more. And see what we got going down out here. You also forgot you left A-Sprite on when you left. A-Sprite is a wonderful program. Alright, so there's no storage units down here we care about at all. Okay. So we've got all the goodies. We're not going to be moving very, very fast. Because we do have 40,000 in bounties in tow. Let's double check to make sure we know where those bounties are going. So United Cities or Holy Nation. United States or Holy Nation. Interesting that... Alright. Do not regret buying it all? Oh, me neither. I also believe it got on the cheap when I did get it. Okay. Yeah, so we found there's like a camp over there. I don't get what the green boxes are about now. Yeah, so you can see we got a whole bunch more of our map marked from all those maps we found. But yeah, so this is solid. We may have to fight our way out, so you two, you're set to block and not hold. Everyone else is set to attack. And the reason we're doing that is our people holding our bounties, we want them to back out of a fight if we get in one. And go on the defensive as much as possible. I just realized Agnew hasn't been set to walk at the same speed as everyone else. Gotcha. It's interesting it's still marked. Your character will have the permanent job called Obedience Late while this is active. You can automatically remove this or back to remove the job, but beware of the consequences. Now consider a person with rights. A slave works for his master. Your character will have a permanent job assigned. Well, I mean, right now, we are literally turning them in. So we'll just deal with that. So our movement speed is currently 10 miles an hour, is what we're capable of. So we're moving at just a bit shy of half speed, partly because Agnew and Sadneil are new and... Okay, you're just standing there, that's cool. You chose correctly to not die. We're gonna cash at 40,000 in bounties, and then we got a lot of research we can do. Home team's about to get an upgrade. Alright, so there's a group of thralls, and that's the reason I'm not going full fast forward, is those thralls, if you just run through them and you don't defend yourself, we might be having a group come to us. We do. And so you see Agnew and Sadneil are hanging in the back just defending themselves. Hey, Rual. Go help them out. Don't let those 20,000 bounties get away. Rongor, help them out as well, buddy. Never mind, Rongor is glitched into a rock and cannot help anyone. Luckily, it seems like Agnew's got a high defense stat. There we go, Rongor managed to break free too. There's just too many numbers, I can't keep them off the bounties. But that'll get better as we start knocking them down. Nope, don't let them hit Sadneil. Sadneil is actually a pretty terrible fighter. Nope, stay on the people who are up here. So you still got your bounties with you. Would you stop going after my people in the back? Alright, once Rual's patched up, Rual start checking the loot. Okay, you had... Alright, go get that, Rongor. That's an upgrade for you. I don't have room for you, but giving me goodies that are worth money. All right. A bunch of them slid down the hill as they got knocked down. I guess we're going by the Deadlands as our route back. Because that's a lot of stuff that isn't worth much to other places, but to Deadlands is primo bucks. Let's see. Hey, you've been lurking a few days, and you've been itching to start a new Kenshi run. Any tips for a noob? If you're playing, like, some of the big things is one is, like, save often. Because occasionally you get pick fights with stuff that will, you know, knock you down where you don't recover. Another thing is, don't give up because you lose fights. That's just how early Kenshi works, is you lose every single fight you get in until, you know, you hit a certain threshold that you're no longer losing the fights. But it's really easy to get discouraged in the early games, thinking it's like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, I'm terrible and all that. It is not a bad strategy to find some weaker enemies to bully early on. But you do generally get a lot more progress from fighting harder enemies. There's a hidden mechanic where when you fight a weaker enemy, you get less stats than if you fight a tougher enemy. So there's like just a lot that goes into that can help. And don't, if you're not a skeleton, don't forget food. It's not a bad idea early game if you want a easier start. You can just like go to a town that's either got ore inside the town or nearby it, and just mine it, run it in, sell it, run back out, you know, mine more ore. Because you get a bit of athletics from that. If you sneak while doing it, you'll get a little bit of sneak from that. It's a way to get money relatively safely. And that could all help. So we'll go Deadlands as our route up over. That's definitely not the most efficient route, but for what we're dealing with right now, that'll let me get premium dollar for all those old CPUs versus selling them at a major discount. Because they're worth $600 normally, and I think they're 300% or 200% their value there. So having grabbed several, we've got, you know, 10, 20, 30,000 worth of CPUs. And then we have, you know, a bunch of other random stuff like eyes and all that. That'll be a bunch more money. They actually might not even be able to give me my money for all that stuff. Alright, looks like we got another fight. What are you doing? He stopped following the rest of everyone's orders and just started screaming. Oh, Agnew. Alright. That also means, honestly, with all these part sales, we might get ourselves another, like, really high-end weapon for someone. Oh, they split off. I was about to turn and fight them, but... we're just trying to get out of here. So that's the ruins we already checked out. Okay. I walked right into those. We also have blood spiders there, of course. You two just get away. You just stay out of it. Why are you picking on me? It's the two people who are not willing to fight. Okay, so you knocked down that one. So Darth, you have no inventory space. JD, go loot the spider. That way it can't get back up. Grab Draconic, you probably don't have full inventory. Alright. So we're patching everyone back up. So the big problem we're gonna run into this is with as damaged as Rual is, very genuinely, the Deadlands might end up being fatal for Rual. So we're gonna go up over this way and cut across, so that way we spend as little time in the acid rain as possible, give Rual a chance to recover. Yeah, so we're patching everyone up. That was a messy fight, because I walked right into them not realizing that they were alive. It is one of those things that can get you in a lot of trouble in this game is impatience. And it's one of those things that also kind of is a difference when you're streaming versus when you're playing on your own. When you're playing on your own, some of the stuff you're like, yeah, it's fine, like, I'll leave the game running at normal speed while working on something else kind of thing. And just keep an eye on it a little bit. And that's not a big deal. But obviously for streaming, that'd be kind of a crap situation. It wouldn't be entertaining to watch that. So genuinely Rual's in danger here with the sky lasers when they kick off. Because with that minus 17 on their chest, they're gonna go down every time they get caught with any damage for a while. Yeah, what's our movement speed at now? Oh, that's just you. 10 miles an hour, so we lost a little bit of speed because of the fighting. Alright, so let's get out of Venge. We will run towards the way station. And we'll go from way station up here, across, drop off our skeleton stuff at there. Then we'll run up to Hang. Because then we can sell all that stuff at Hang. Or the things. I said, you know what could be what I want to watch? Micromanaging, multitasking. There is absolutely games that people are really actually into. Like very genuinely not even like trolling or whatever. Alright, well there's the sky lasers coming. Alright, so Agnew has been upgraded to what's considered an escaped slave. Because they were held captive, you know, by a thrall master. But there's genuinely games that's kind of the big thing. Oh, there's a blood spider. I didn't see it at all, so it's like, what's hurting you? Take it just so you stay dead. Factorio's big for that? Oh yeah, no, absolutely. There's a lot of like programmer style games that's also the case for, where pretty much the entirety of the game is tweaking and adjusting to try and sneak out like a little bit more, you know, a little bit more efficiency and all that. There's definitely a draw for that. Now when it comes to like just raw quantity of people on Twitch, is it a big drop? Nowhere near as big as a lot of things, but there's definitely an audience for it. I'm also a big Factorio fan, but that's all fine. You're taking your time to try and speak a language that isn't your native. I'm not gonna fault anyone if they have some like mix up the words. As long as you communicate, that's ultimately the goal. It doesn't matter if like the grammar is correct or whatever. As long as the message ultimately is received, you have successfully communicated. But yeah, so that's a lot of people when I play Factorio can't stand the way I play Factorio, because there's very much a lot of people going for like the efficiency, going, oh, I could do this to like make a better layout for my miners that make the, or my smelters, not the miners. Miners you just lump down and go with them, you're gonna replace them anyways. But like your refinery area, be like, oh, if I do it this way, I can get an extra 15% efficiency out of it or whatever. Alright, so Rual just ate a solid laser hit there. Didn't go down, surprisingly. But we're almost out of the bench, so I'm just going to run out of here. But what I end up doing is, it's like, but why would I bother making it more efficient? in the time I could do to figure that out, I could just stamp out a duplicate of my less efficient design, and if that starts to fall behind, I don't need to worry. I could just stamp out another of the less efficient ones and repeat. Like, I have no reason to stop and fix the efficiency. I could just really abuse this. Alright. So I'm going to go up here. I'm actually set directly to the Black Desert location. Because they should work their way up and across as able. But yeah, so it is one of those things that, like, they'll be like, oh, you know, if you set this up, you could, you know, you could save yourself one of these. It's like, don't care, I'll just stamp out another one. You're like, but this isn't that efficient. Like, don't care, I'll build more. Like, but you could really micro this in a better way. It's like, don't care. Why would I improve my design when I could just make more of it? Like, what is he laughing at? He's not right in the head. I think he's broken. As Agnew is just laughing. Of course he's broken. We knew that when we got him. Her. Okay, I think he's calming down. That was weird. We have a stat that looks like a slave? So it's an ex-slave. So yeah, so we're gradually, Agnew... Like, right now, if any of the slave catchers or whatever see Agnew, they'll just assume he's a slave and try and take him. But, as time goes on, as we keep playing, it'll keep going down. The only thing that is organized, is my strip I do to keep organized. The malls all over the place. Yeah, so most of my factories, if I'm doing like an actual big long-term factory when I play, what I'll end up doing there is I will take the time to have like a main ribbon of materials that'll move around. Poor Rual. Oh, that is not what we want to see. Okay, so Rual, you're actually going to stay out of this one. So Rual, Sadneil, and Agnew, you go over there. Everyone else, you're going to stop what you're doing and fight the spiders. So you drop here. You three run away. Really? So you grab that one. You grab the other one. No, don't go in the water. Okay. Quickly loot that one so I can't get back up. Alright. Be quick about patching everyone up. The science looks like a braided knot when you're done with it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what ends up happening in mine. You have the giant ribbon, and it'll be like, this one will like wrap up and shoot off to the side, because, you know, I've got the chain with all its stuff up there. Alright, so... Oh. Dragos is unconscious for 7 more seconds. Longclaw, 30 seconds. That's fine. And you're already getting back up. Meanwhile, poor Rual is standing here just melting. It's always such a dirty trick that they do in this game that they have like a bunch of like the spiders are just non-functional. So it makes it a lot harder to notice the ones that are dangerous because when they're moving around, it's obvious and easy to spot them. But when they're stationary, it's really easy to overlook them. Unless you happen to mouse over them and you see the red. Where are you going, Marco? You actually don't need to go that far. We can go right up here. Now granted, they probably don't have enough money to buy all of my materials here, but that's okay. Strider, could you not? Hey, it's Lionhead. Oh wait, I have to sell stuff first. So Lionhead is here. That's what I was like, oh, you can recruit that guy.
Thank you, Fletmaster, for subscribing for 1 month.
Thank you, Flipmaster, for the tier 1 sub. I really do appreciate that. It does mean a lot that you would sub and support the channel. I hope you enjoy your advertising free viewing as well as access to the emotes, so thank you again for that sub. Alright, so... we do have Lionhead is here. Alright, so Rongor. Double price for all of these. So we already know that location. So that's lovely. We got the Arbiter, take those two. We got the other Arbiter, take these. We got this guy. Yeah, so we got triple the value out of those. The chips and the iron plates I didn't care much about. I don't feel like lugging those. Ooh boy, $10,000 for the power cores. Oh, the regular polearm one, not the... That's the one I wanted to keep. Let's go buy it back. And then sell the Mark 1. Sell all these. What does the price markup stat mean? How do you read it? So if we look at this, the price markup means the current price is that much higher here than you'd normally place. So if you look at the average price is 3,600, yet I can sell it for almost 12,000. And if I were to try and buy it here, it'd also be almost 12,000. So it's basically how much it's marked up. So like how much overpriced it is. Okay. So, they can't afford any more of my stuff. So heavy weapons. Marco, we want to set up with a heavy weapon. I was really hoping they would have what I was looking for. That's okay. For right now, I will actually take just whatever heavy weapon. It seems to be the one place that he never has that much of good stuff, is the heavy weapons. So we can get the plank, we can get a fragment axe. I'll just go ahead and take the fragment axe for right now. Okay, and Darth Dragos, weapon-wise. You'll probably stay a martial arts person. Because we'll have Rual martial arts, we'll have Dragos martial arts. You've got sabers. You've got heavy weapons, pole arms. So we got Draconic Dork and Sad Neil. And Sad Neil we were going to give a katana because the only thing they really had any stats in whatsoever. So you go ahead and take that ridiculously overpriced katana. It's fine. Let's see, can you play, let's say, a regular job in Kenshi? So, or as always, no, you could literally set up in town, and just be a blacksmith, or like a tailor or whatever. Like you'll still probably have the occasional fight that you won't be able to avoid because they'll just show up and you gotta deal with it. I keep feeling like I want to save these power cores, but I don't remember them being used for anything. I remember like holding on to them in the past. But they're not that rare from what I've seen. Ultimately, I might end up regretting getting rid of them all, but it's fine. Oh, there you got one more there. So they can't afford this. So we got Draconic Dork. The only one you got skill in is blunt weapons, and then martial arts. Let's try and find the ones that we don't have much in the way of weapons going around in the group for you to fill. So we got plenty of pole arms. We've got a couple of sabers. I feel like one place we're lacking is on the hackers. Which are the ones designed to take off limbs. Yeah, so they've got 1, 2, 3 cutting damage, 1, 3, 0 cutting damage, 1 flat cutting damage, 1, 4, 6 cutting damage. That's very promising. There, so you can have a long cleaver. Is there anything else I wanted to sell? Oh, we could sell the meat. We're not going to use that. We could sell here that we care about. Oh, there was... Alright. And we'll go here and make sure with the repair kits, everyone's got at least 2 repair kits. I'm not going to bother. I mean, one thing we could do... Like, we could buy... Man, those are expensive. It is a unique map of the Ashlands. I will buy it. I could buy... We'll buy the ancient books. We won't get that many before we're just out of money, but that's okay. Alright, and let's read that map. And with that, everyone's got some weapons and all that, so now our destination is Heng. Because we got those 240,000 bounties to cash in. And now everyone is equipped as I want them for the time being. The only thing we don't have in our group, Arbiter, Buddy. Buddy? Not really sure how you expect this to work. There you go, you figured it out. Right, Recruit Lion. Oh no, I didn't save enough money. We can make this work anyways. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. I'm pretty sure he's 10,000. Oh, he might be 20,000. I know he's at least 10,000. Is the home group fully kitted out? Oh no, nothing like that, unfortunately. We really just make do as best we can. So you're okay, you're okay. There's something obvious I could sell. Could teach us how to build even bigger outposts like those used by the ancients. Alright, so I don't know what that'll change with our stuff. We can go ahead and get rid of... Oh. Oh, hey. This armor I don't actually want. I don't think. Maybe. Those are really high grade armor, so we'll keep it. So get rid of the crap little bandages you've got. That's not really worth a whole lot. But I need a decent amount, like actually decent money. And the issue is I did sell most of the stuff that I want to part with. I mean, I could sell a repair kit. Oh, good. The repair kits are actually marked up a lot here. Okay. So it'll actually work. If I end up needing 2 repair kits to be sold, we can actually just do that now. I'm going to need to sell 2. I'm pretty sure he's 20,000. There. Okay, so we've got our 27,000. Is that a gun? There are crossbows and all that kind of stuff in here. It'll be something like a harpoon or whatever. Alright, so now what we're doing is we are looking for Sad Neil. Or not Sad Neil, we're looking for Lionhead. Lionhead was running around here somewhere. Because we definitely saw him walk into the place. I really don't know how far he passed around here. I doubt he left the building. Like, just gone. Where are you at, Lionhead? Just looking for anyone that has the conversation bubble over him. I don't think he works at these things. I think he literally just patrols the area. Which is why I'm running this unpaused, is just so I can watch for the one that moves around. It doesn't do me any good if I can't find him. He's a lighter cutter torso, it seems. Yeah. But you don't know if he patrols the whole area or just this area. There you are. Nardrister, here to employ the Great Lionhead? Maybe. What are you charging? For a scant 10,000 cats? I'll join your squad. You won't regret it. Deal. 10,000. Oh, and we get our first one we could actually name, so draw. Let me just try hitting draw again. Interesting. Okay, well, at least means I feel better about yesterday where like I was like, oh no, did people get like wiped out of the list kind of thing? At least we can confirm that was not the case. So I gotta look to see what's happened where that's not doing the way it's supposed to be doing. Alright, meanwhile, what are you good with weapon-wise, Lionhead? You're pretty much universal across the board except for martial arts. I'll probably have you actually use katanas. So let's see what you got for a katana. I can't do 33,000. You're already in the run. It's still rigged. 33,000. So a ninja blade would give us 100. Yeah, so you take the ninja blade. That'll do for now. We definitely do better than that, but it's not in our current budget till we get these bounties turned in. And meanwhile, medical, rescue, do not range door jobs. Alright. And our merry little band becomes not, I mean, it's not a merry little band anymore. It is a legit army. Alright. You're still in this run, but also still rigged. This is true. Okay. And poor Rual steps outside. It's like, oh god, acid rain. All the time. Alright, so we're not moving very fast. That's okay. We're just going to get out of the acid rain. And we're going to get to hang. While we're starting to do this walk, I'm doing a quick save. We got to do a quick check back home. Anyone starving? Good, no one's starving. That's good. How are things looking on the home front? We got a whole bunch of people hovering around that. Can't imagine that's full. What broke down in our production lines? What? There we go. Meanwhile, Iona could also be working on that. Oh, I see. I understand what's happening here. So let's go ahead and move the electrical. It's already, yeah, electrical after the robotics bench on you. And was it Lardine? And same. And the reason I need to do that is right now they're making too many components that they physically cannot continue. That I need to pop in here to effectively unstick things. And what's it take to make a skeleton muscle? Steel bars and a press. Okay. We'll definitely need to expand our robotic stuff so it doesn't get stuck as easy. Because literally all of our production lines ground to a halt because the robotics thing got jammed. I see you, a little bit late, but I do see you. You two get out of the way, please. You have our 40,000 worth of bounties. Rual should also get out of here. Because that acid rain makes it so I can't really afford to have Rual getting seriously hurt out here. So it's marked as dead. Alright, patch yourselves up real fast and we'll get moving again. Alright, with that, we are ready to rock and roll once more. Okay. Alright. And while that's going, I'm going to quickly mute my mic and take a couple bites of my food, and I'll get back to it. You know, you're correct. This is Black Desert Offline. It's a lot more of an empty place than Black Desert Online. Black Desert Online is a lot more green and vibrant versus, you know, this. I missed something. Rual yelled, "Wheeze my lungs," and then collapsed at -45 in the chest. Bong spill. Don't wait for the others. Get him out of here. Apparently you're the slow one out of the group. Never mind. Oh, I'm betting I went through these, like, pools of gas or whatever. It probably hurt a lot. Is he sick? No, I think I walked through one of those clouds, and I think the cloud is poisonous. Which is news to me. You got lung rot? Basically. So I'm thinking, so far as when we have the game split here, I want to turn in these bounties at as a minimum. Kenshi is less than Skyrim. Oh, that's just not right. Like, they're very different games. But no, I definitely have way more hours in Kenshi than I do in Skyrim. Alright, so those are nomads. They won't mess with us. Yeah, so we're going to work our way over to Hang. We're going to probably drop off these bounties. And then what I'll realistically do is, for those who don't know, I normally split my streams between 2 games. So what we'll likely do is when I turn in the bounties, that's when we're going to switch up our games. Because it's 11 now, which is normally the time I switch. But I like to also be at a good... This is a good, like, breaking point, whatever. Never played Skyrim. Not sure what Skyrim is. You have close to 7,000 hours at Skyrim. That's fine. You're allowed to enjoy it. But, I mean, in general, especially when you're crossing genre, like, especially when you're crossing genres and all that, saying game X is better than game Y, it's like saying, you know, apples are better than grapefruit. It's like, okay, I mean, sure, they're both fruit, but, like, you don't have a person who's looking for something sweet going over to grapefruit, and you don't have people who are looking for something, like, super tart going to apples. So the comparison makes not a whole lot of sense. Or like going to like the top of the line, like nicest. Oh, we got an attack behind us. So you'd like to add into the bounty pool, I see. Alright, so Bongsville, you go and put down Rual. Get everyone in position. YouTube backup. Oh, they're gonna try and re-enslave Agnew if they see him. Oh, did you just, like, nope out? It's like, wait, they're ready. Time out. We don't want it. Nah, there's just one bounty. I'm not gonna chase it. Dog. Do you want to die? Oh, go back, pick up Rual. You heard Black Desert is good? I heard good things about Black Desert. Like, I played a little bit, but I didn't get into it. It was just kind of at a time where I had been in this thing where it's like, man, I could really get into a new MMO. Like, I'd love to do that. And then I start playing whatever the new MMO is. And then you get your, like, first daily quest. You're like, nah, man, I do not have time for this. And then I don't play it. And then a while goes by, I go, man, I could really get into a new MMO. And then you get to the repetition point and go, nah, man, I don't. It's like just this cycle. That it's like, I think I like the idea of MMOs. I like the nostalgia from my days of playing MMOs. But then when I actually sit down and you hit to the things they use to, you know, kind of recycle content to keep you in them, it's just like, nah, man, I can't. I thought it's usually a good idea to update the major mod mid-playthrough. Yeah, no, that's, I get one of the big draws to Skyrim very specifically is the modding scene, which is fair of, like, RimWorld, it's fair of Kenshi, it's fair of Project Zomboid, Minecraft. That's one of the things that's given it longevity is the modding scene. You know, then Minecraft is computer Legos, which, you know, means you can have your own entire thing there. But man, I do not miss troubleshooting mods. Like, Kenshi is one of the few games that I will deal with some mods, but even then I'll grab like one or two like overhaul mods, like sorry, not one or two. I'll grab an overhaul mod and then maybe one or two like quality of life mods. Like I almost always grab the more bounties because it's weird that you go everywhere and all that stuff. The fastest way to get Rual into the game is to talk about its modding scene. So that's the thing. I actually do really appreciate a good modding scene in a game. I do use mods, but I just quality of life stuff. When it comes to like a bunch of new weapons and units and all that, it's just like it just doesn't have a draw for me. And that's because a lot of times when I get into it, they'll be like, "This is balanced," and you'll play as like, balanced by what? Like, this is balanced. It has a larger magazine than any other gun in the game. It does more damage per shot than any other gun in the game. It has a faster reload time than any other gun in the game. And you scratch and go, where is the negative? Oh, it's hard to find. It's right here in this easy to access place, though. Every single round. And you're just like, but what? That's an exaggeration. Like for Farm Sim actually has a pretty good modding scene too. And that would be one of my criticisms that I actually give a Farm Sim, is you'll have a lot of people, it's like, I've adjusted the prices of this to be balanced. And you'll look at whatever it is that they're supposedly adjusted the price to be balanced for, and it'll be a tractor that'll have like 10-20% more horsepower than anything else in like its category, and yet it will be like maybe just over half the price of them, and just like hands down better. And you're like, what's the negative? And you can't find one, which is fine, especially in a game like that where you don't really care. Like, it's fine. It's just there's no balancing on the mods there. Agnew can't talk to people. Oh yeah, I forgot that was a thing. Agnew is incapable of talking. I forgot. Let's see, Rual, you lost your reputability to complain about Farm Sim mod balance when you said a repaintable duplicate tractor was OP. I did literally start going into that and went, wait a second, there actually is a tractor. And granted, I think it was like a DLC thing that was a bit stronger. But yeah. It literally, I did walk into, is that one tractor was a bit of an outlier stat-wise, but it was... Where are you going? Where are you running? You're like, I'm going to help someone, and you just straight up... Where are you running? What is even happening over there? Alright, Sad Neil, I need you to be ready to catch this person, because everyone in this place is going to try and steal this bounty from me. So put them down. Pick them up. Nicely done, Sad Neil. What are you doing right now? Get back here. They're trying to do robotics on someone, which I can appreciate, but doesn't do us any good because they don't seem to be able to reach who it is. They're just all mashing themselves into that corner. And just like that, another 40,000 total for the 2 bounties. Did you get yourself wedged in the corner? Okay, I thought for a little moment Longclaw got so wedged in the corner they couldn't get back out. Because that does happen. Your katanas and melee skills are very strong. Just, Blade put in on base and Chem. There's a lot of mining ore in the area, water for farming. Yeah. Oh yeah, another place on the map that you can reliably get weaker attacks, like, if you build in the border zone, you'll get lots of starving bandits, which are pretty easy fights, and the occasional dust bandits, which are a little bit harder, but still relatively easy. That those kind of places could be really solid choice. Alright, so Rual is able to get back up now. Don't worry, buddy, we won't make you run through the acid anymore. For today's stream. But you'll run through it again next time. Alright, so Man with Dog, we're going to update that save. And then we're going to also update the robots on stream save. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm basically backing up my saves in case I mess up. And Tor Solo is my other off-stream save. We've been doing that. Can you look at the last comment? Or in a common case of a single credit. I don't know what that was in reference to. And I see you repeated yourself like 2-3 times and then asked me to like look at your last thing. I don't know what that was in reference to. I have no context anymore. Let's see. So it's time to settle down a little and get economy going. Then I can go around and group up bounties. Yep. So what's going to end up happening, everyone, for those new to the channel, as I save like a third time because paranoia, is we are reaching the time during the stream that we will switch games and all that. That's pretty typical what we do here. So what's going in reference to mod balance? Or in a common sense, Kate, it is a single credit. I still don't understand. But with all that said, what's going to end up happening is on the YouTube side, we are going to go ahead and end the stream on YouTube side, but on